don't want to worry about for the moment because obviously we don't care to worry about anything else.
You don't need our headsets for now.
No, you don't need them at all.
At all.
We won't need them. Unless you want to wear your own headsets.
Headset is a headset.
Good.
They feel better. I was thinking about this morning, mate, running late, having to drive past the Golden Arches, mate, without being able to stop. Off the radio. Nice. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so just so I know, so I'm not going crazy. You normally hear from one ear, your call, or you hear from both ears?
Usually both ears.
Yeah, okay, so it must be it's only picking up the one. That's all right.
Oh, that is it. It's no huge drama.
Might be just my ears. Okay, so I have how am I even listening to Yep. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. And hopefully, yep. Yep, and yeah, you usually get level from that one side. Yeah, we're going beautiful. And we'll check with the boys later.
No, that's right. Once we
get
program,
we'll
get
both. Good. We'll check with the boys later in terms of then. Okay, and
just yes, everything was picked up.
Yeah, cool.
So so we've got so it's all there. Yep. Is you should be able to get schoolboy. Oh yeah, get the overlay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Bang. How good are we going? All right, so then we're batting first. I take it it's
Gauchi Di
Gauchi
Bartolo.
and Di Bartolo, but they
So,
may
so
change.
4 suit 3.
I don't know.
That's all right.
It,
I
look,
should be able to recognise most, but the
Yeah.
club obviously basketballs.
yeah. Well, Dave's going to be around. He'll let you know, and it's on the scoreboard anyway.
But the scoreboard wasn't there when I was in.
Numbers? The numbers?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Okay.
Sue's got a copy of them.
Okay. I'll take a photo of
Oh, thanks.
I think they even stats out for you guys. So.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, the stats man.
he loves it.
Sounds
I'm
like
a
that.
stat man.
Oh, honestly, like it seemed like last night already, mate. I was just there was about 3 or 4 in a row about everything last night. That's all, mate. That's a good thing. The stats, like someone.
Oh yeah. No, we did that, and yesterday I'm like, as soon as we finished our 50 overs, downloaded all the videos and create the highlights package for it. Bang, put that straight up. Then at the end of the day, bang, put that up.
Mate, you've just answered some questions I was going to ask. Because when I mentioned to Roy, he said, hey, we're going to do this. We did this last year, but now all the other times we have on board through that frog box. Power was already answered. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the back end stuff, I have to download things like that. Back end stuff done. Make files up. Well, it might just be a case of like saying, hey, look at these games. Half of them are wicked or sick. I just don't feel like it's not what's much problem. So how's this?
It's gold. Yeah. And it's
Shorts and weird.
that's yeah.
I'm going to talk about the covers. Like lunch, we're having Zamberos for lunch. You want chicken, pork, beef,
Jimmy's probably
what do you want to do?
Chicken's fine. I think it's quite hard.
There's two of you guys.
Yeah, there'll be two more later.
So three.
Oh, there'll be two. Oh, there'll be one more this morning.
Yeah.
One more.
Three for lunch.
Yeah.
Three for lunch.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
See, told you. I said Steve will forget this before he gets downstairs. Right, I'm gonna fly when I get to the Rhino's presentation.
Oh, yeah, good luck. Yeah. Where's that? At the ground?
Yeah. What grade are you playing?
I'm going to start with threes.
Yeah.
And like slowly get back into it.
Big play.
Massive. A couple of us gone back.
Yeah.
Off me and a bit of unfinished business. So I'm like, and I'll go before I'm close to 50, mate. So it's still good for 15 over straight off 5 places.
And then not well through the week. That's me.
Yeah. I'm still playing under it.
It's still fun. I played a couple of club games and just when you shoot that and someone just hold the ball there for like that's not good.
Yesterday, oh, this is my father, like, yeah,
That's not like
right. And you know, it's terrible. I got just backing up, just as you normally do. I got lots of stuff out of here, and so the umpire got a letter. And then the plus you got so
if he's coming up to this he gets like that, and starts bowling straight, you boom.
I don't think he did that. I think he come in and did that. But like it wasn't like he was up and down there. It's just like as you normally did. No bodies, nothing. And then anyone this wasn't a character game. It was yeah, just Chase, yeah, we didn't. Yeah, Chase just the guys trying to shake hands.
Yeah, he wouldn't got that.
That is amazing.
Have we got numbers?
Yes, need a photo they've got.
Yeah.
I'll email it to you as well.
Yeah, as long as I can see and I can write numbers quickly, it's fine.
How's Will going? Yeah. It was Taylor out. Full gone.
This was the year.
unnamed or anything.
So you can still live stream is already
It's on now. Okay, cool. So yeah, good to go.
sweet. See you, mate. Cheers.
What was that?
We'll be able to work out some of them. So
both sides don't understand.
no, they've got numbers, but they haven't not able to supply them. I reckon, like Blacktown, I'll be able to work. Blacktown will be able to work out half of them. Same with Fairield, obviously.
Yeah, there'll only be a few. Is so Blacktown won the toss of bold? Is that right?
Yeah, they're bowling.
That's right. But what I'll do is I'll take them down as I get some going. Up.
So take the N one, because the N one, yeah, the N one there, because that's yeah, the N one there is for you guys, so you can hear when and here, because obviously we've got to make sure we do the 1.5. JB can be back there.
Is that deliberate? Even though without the 1.5.
He likes the idea of being triple M and the commentators in front and the experts in back. But he just loves already a triple M full stop. We played a triple M bid just because he loves it. Alright, yeah, let's do something. I think we'll try
Glasses.
I'll put it here, somewhere here. Okay, I can hear you. That's good.
Yes, we're on.
Yeah, we're not on yet. We are on in that regard. Sweet.
We're on the stream.
We'll be in a second. I'll tell you when.
Oh, okay, you just let me know.
Yeah. Basically, you'll hear music. Here we go in 5, 3, 1. It is a very good morning and welcome to Joe Mack for action in the T20 Premier New South Wales competition as it is Blacktown up against Fairield Liverpool. Nicholas Goodneck with you on this Sunday morning. David McDonald joining us shortly as well as Justin Pineda. Conditions here, it's overcast. We can tell you there's a lot of clouds around and I've been told that there might be some rain late in the day. Hopefully that won't affect the first game. Might affect the second game, of course, when they do take on Northern District and Blacktown side. David McDonald will join us right now. And D-Mac, I know he's trying to fiddle around, trying to work out what he's doing.
There we go. That's better.
That's better. Hey, Davey, how are you, buddy?
Very good morning, Nick. It's great to be here at Joe Mack. And, of course, not only on Hawkesbury Radio, but, of course, on the Blacktown District, or Blacktown Mounties District Cricket Club's live stream. Joe Mack is looking at a picture today, Nick, as always. And we've also got the wicket pretty close to to the western side, so we might see a few big hits on this shorter boundary today.
We will indeed, of course. We're about to see the action unfold. Blacktown won the toss and elected to bowl first, which is one of the things we see a lot in the T20 competition. Teams bowling first, they want to know what they're chasing. And I suppose that's the positive in regards to that, Dave, knowing what you need to chase in these T20 games. And really, nowadays, a 170 is pretty easy to chase when you think about it.
Well, again, depending on the conditions, and I think there's plenty of runs in Joe Mack today. Looks like a lovely wicket. Again, short boundaries this side, so again, 170 you think would be par. Looks like Arjun there is going to take strike.
Bit of an interesting one there. Arjun, as we know, very good in a bowler as well as a batsman. I'm surprised that they're using him very early in the piece, of course. He will be on the strikers end, face the first rocket. It will be Harman Sandhu who will be the bowler. Of course, Harman Sandhu, the brother of the great Grinda Sandhu, who plays for the Sydney Thunder and also for Tasmania in the Sheffield Shield. As we're about to see the first rocket come in here. And Joe Mack on this Sunday morning, coming in from the housing estate ends, and Sandhu comes in towards Arjun Nair, and Nair just drives it towards the fielder there, mid-off. There will be a single. The score moves to none for one after the first ball.
Solid start, straight up the middle. Looking at this field, Nick, we have the men out at the moment. We've got a third man and a deep square leg, 2 slips, a minute short cover point. Mid off, mid on, and 45 on the ring.
Sandhu now again comes in towards Simmons, and Simmons again drives that through the covers, and this will go to the boundary for 4 runs. And the score moves to none for 5 after 2 deliveries.
Wonderful shot from Simmons. Just caress that shit, the covers. So, again, just a pat on the back again. Good morning to you, Steve Foster, President. Wonderful president here at Blacktown Mounties.
Steve Foster from Steve Foster and Sons. There's the plug. Yeah, I know. That's wonderful. Sandhu comes in the bowl, and Simmons again drives it for a cover basket. And another 4 moves to none for 9 after 3 deliveries.
That's a wonderful shot. He's remained full, Sandhu. Simmons is taking toll. Beautiful.
Again, the outside off stump. He's finding that limp to just drive it down the covers. And 2 similar shots, to be honest. So I think Gauchi would have to move back a bit. I'm surprised he's actually moving a little bit further than what I would have. I'm surprised I would have probably gone back a bit because he is playing that shot. But anyway, Sandhu comes in for the 4th delivery of the over towards Simmons. Again, Simmons just pushes back through covers again. Gauchi's there to make the save. The score moves to 9 for 10 with Simmons now on 9. Arjun now 1. In fact, 4 deliveries in the first.
Driving to his left. Right on the edge of the circle. Again, he just held that one back. Sandhu, that was about 20k slower.
One of those interesting things there with Sandhu, again, pitching outside the off stump, and he's pretty much allowing Simmons to play that, trying to probably find the edge or just find him to lob it up, so to speak. As again, Sandhu comes in the bowl towards Arjun Nair. Nair goes down the crease, but again, just plays it to the fielder to cover. That's no run. So after 5 deliveries, it's none for 10. Simmons on 9. Arjun Nair 1, repeating the news. It was Blacktown who won the toss and elected to bowl first here. So far, the fielding positions are as follows. You've got a man there, a backward point just a bit there with cover. It's that extra cover with mid on, mid off. You've got a man there, probably at mid wicket and just behind square. As we see the next delivery by Sandhu, he comes in the bowl and again goes the underground there, but again it's pushed down and saved by the thought of extra cover. At the end of the over, it's none for 10.
Very good start there for the Lions, without any risks taken whatsoever. Now, the reason I was interrupted, Nick, because it's obviously important. Again, we are here also for Blacktown today and their live stream. So it's in order that we do give their major sponsors a plug, of course, Mounties and Zamboras, which I understand we might be getting to try for lunch.
Okay, you need to tell me what Zamboras is.
Meat, chicken, pork.
Oh, where's
beef.
JP? I think he's already making choices.
Well,
I think he's just getting out of bed and goes, okay, I've got to be new in next minutes.
Well, he's ordered for.
Good. Love it. I'm going to see a change of bowling as well here. It's starting second over. will be in Simmons face the first rocket of the new over. There's the delivery. It's down leg side. It's a wide chord. Again, it's one of those things where we see in the bottom of the bowl is Burma currently. Burma, I should say. I don't like the rule in regards to leg side lines and such. I've always been an opponent with it in the white ball game, especially when it's just outside leg stuff and you've got your back probably on the inside. I just don't get why they call those lines.
Yeah. Probably delving into the rules, it's a tight one, but for an in-swinger, I disagree.
Remember, coming to the game, it's gone off the pads, I think, as Simmons there runs two. And we'll see the call by the umpire now as he comes across. And they'll run three here as the ball went basically towards fine leg. They'll let him cut it off. So 3 runs there will be leg by. So the call there by the umpire as the score moves to none for 13. Now I should say none for 14. And there's Simmons who's on 9, near on 1. We've had 4 extras. That includes the wide and also the 3 leg buys.
Going back to your wide commentary, as long as that guideline's used and it's inside that guideline outside leg stump, then my opinion is that should be fair. But that's only my opinion.
Burma comes in for the commentary end, and again we see he Nair just push it through the slips, and it will be a single as the third man throws it back in. The score now moves towards us. I'm trying to find it. I was trying to find it on the scoreboard. I find everything else, but I can't find the score. It's number 15 with Nair on 2 and Simmons on 9.
Of course, that being the most prominent feature of this ground, staring at the face.
Yeah, but I can't find. It's the funniest thing. That's probably the biggest thing on the screen. I can find overs. I can find who's bowling, what end, and all that, and teams and the time. And I just can't find the score. There we go. Burma comes in again from the commentary end towards Simmons, and again Simmons will just push it to the offside and no run. The score remains here, none for 15.
Slight breeze at the moment. In the southeast.
Beautiful venue. There's no reason why we can fight the fact that this has been one of the top venues over the last 5 or so years. It's terrific to watch the bowling green field. Basically, it's nice and green every time we come here as Burma comes in for the 4th delivery of the over. Again, Simmons tries to play it down the leg side. There was a yes, no. And Nair makes sure he goes back to the non-strikers end. But you can see he was halfway down the track. He said, come on, let's go. And Simmons is like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, he popped that in the half as well, after there, on his retreat.
On the Hawks for Radio Sport and also live and the Blacktown Mounties YouTube, Facebook pages, of course. The coverage today is we're about to see the 5th delivery of the over. And this will be in Burma. Comes in towards Simmons. Simmons there standing straight. Tries to put that through the onside. That goes basically towards where the 4 runs. And it's 4 runs.
Beautiful work. And just using the pace of the ball to that short boundary, as long as you find the gap.
I've got one more. The over left is in a moment's time. We'll have the great Justin Pineda in commentary wearing his Wallaby shirt. So, yeah, there's one ball left for the over. I think I count that wide that was there before. By the way, Nair's on 2. We've got Simmons on 9, but that will be updated because it is none for 19. So Simmons obviously on 13. As we see here, Burma coming to bowl. Warren Simmons once again, and Simmons decides to play it to the onside. It'll be a single there as the throw comes in. The score now moves to none for 20 after 2 overs. And it's been an interesting start, Dave, mate.
Indeed, no risk whatsoever from the Lions. All quality cricket shots. All along the ground. Oh, loving the graphics there for the boundary.
People love those graphics. We really do. It's one of the great things about graphics. Seeing it, we're about to get the man that knows everything about graphics. He's been watching CNN and watching their graphics during the election coverage. But we'll worry about that in a second. As Sandu comes in the bowl and again, it's played down by Simmons and it's still to the point, no wrap. Okay, Japheth, you've been waiting a long time to say welcome back to Joe Mack. Well, welcome back to you.
Well, I think I'm off the air.
No, you're on the air.
Okay. Well, welcome back to the Joe Mack.
The Joe Mack. Oh, jeez. JP, I wonder about you sometimes. You can eat Sunny's on the aviators. I can See myself in the reflection in the middle of the glasses. We'll get to that in a second. Sandu comes in the bowl again, and Simmons tries to drive it through the covers, but again, Gouchy's there to stop it, and it's going to be no run. Score here is none for 20 after 2 balls of the third over. It's Simmons on 14, Argentina on 2.
Just a nice little shot with the fence there, no run. Because I do say it's a great ground, which is not great. It should be fast track. I expect to score maybe around the 140, 150 mark.
I hope he's right about that, because he's a pitch expert. He's actually a doctor as now. Sandu comes to the bowl, and Simmons basically hoists it up, goes over the top of Gouchy. It'll be at least a single. They're going to run 2 here. And at the end of the day, goes back to my point before, and the entire region, basically the first couple of overs against Sandu, he's got to be back a bit, Gouchy, because that would have been a catch for sure if he was back just a touch.
Well, obviously he's right on the edge of the circle there, because we've got third man and deep square. He has to be inside the circle. So,
But when do you move one in, because that's where he's actually playing the shots?
well, one bad ball, and it's a boundary on the other side where the fielder is, and as we see, that man, third man, come into play right now.
And there's a single. The anchors and the commentary first, they're up there, JP.
Well, they always say it always happens, and it always does.
Yeah.
We can all speak from experiences, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, truly. Have you heard JP's call the women's grand final yet in the New South Wales Rugby League, David?
No.
Well, I'm going to say it was worth listening. It was a great call by him. He got excited.
And I do like when you get excited, JP.
Sandu about to come in. The score here is done for 23. He comes in from the housing ends, and the swing and a miss there by Argentina goes back to the crease. But I've got to say the keeper is trying to whip the bails off there in Newton, but was never going to be the case. The score here, 2.4, is none for 23. Argentina on 2, Simmons on 17.
I don't have a key race update at the moment.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah.
Anyway, any politics should be, again, how long you stay on the radio today, JP.
That will be it too.
Argentina, of course, on the strikers, and he faces him to deliver Sandu. He just lobbed it up, and at the end, it goes to the cover fielder, and Gouchy throws it back in. It'll only be a single. Score here is none for 24. That is the end of the over, of course, with Simmons on 17. Argentina on 5.
And that's a much better over from Sandu. He mixed his pace up a lot that over, and you can see there, particularly that last ball, Simmons had to adjust his shot. Again, in that one over Gouchy, there was, a couple of chances had Fields been there. But again, much better over, as we see Verma about to continue from the northern end.
It's been about a year since we've called cricket. It's actually fun to do. Sit back and relax.
It wasn't fun to sit at Maryland's Open for me all day last week, waiting for some action. I was actually helping the guys with the covers.
Verma comes in the bowl, and Nair just hits it towards the inside, towards cow corner, and that will be 4 runs. Well, I thought it was going to plug once it hit the grass, and it was always going to roll. That's 4. The score moves to number for 28 with Argentina now on 7. 7's on 17.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much action last weekend, which we'll go through a little bit later on today, provide updates. But yeah, only a couple of games on. Horrible week last week with weather.
JP, you will feel special in the moment with those headsets you're wearing. I'll get to the story in a second. Verma about ready to come in the bowl. Towards the Argentina, Nair tries again for that shot, went down the leg side. But the umpire here is going to say, yes, that's fine. It's inside the line. And the score here is none for 28. Those headsets you're wearing are special now. Been worn by the great broadcasters in history of Canada recently.
Or it was Ollie.
Yeah. Yeah, good thing you say it. It was Ollie. It's not that hard.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the great thing, he says the Bortley wines, like, who else got the Bortley?
I like the Bortley wines.
Do you, actually?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to the stories in a moment. Verma comes in the bowl towards Argentina.
Oh,
Hits it
my
towards the
God.
corner. This is going towards the scorers. And really hit the chair. That has absolutely sent sailing. And I think the chair's okay. I think the chair's okay.
I was worried because Christine did not move, and she must have been confident it was a metre to the right, but that was a wonderful shot from there, just right through the line.
That was timed so sweetly.
I'm glad we wouldn't call it from that side of the balcony.
We were in trouble.
Exactly, especially JP.
Well,
Because he's got butterfingers.
Well, listen, 2 T20 matches here today, Nick. we'd have to say we are in trouble at some stage.
Well, we weren't last time we were here as Perla comes in the bowl again and there, and he goes for a swing and a miss, and lucky that hit him the top of the body. No run there. The score is none for 34.
Again, he's picking out that short boundary here on the leg side. Just needs to get something decent on it. He's got the wind behind as well.
I was just going to say it was a really poor shot. He should not look for after the six. He should have just gone for this, look for the single, just keep rotating the strike.
Well, again, he's certainly one of the main men here for Liverpool today.
Pretty still, we're not trying to find the 3 minutes vodka. He's trying to go, where's the wind? Yep, there, the wind's there. As Burma comes in the bowl towards there, and again, that's a shortish ball here. Just have to go on the back foot and just block it, no run. The score is none for 34. It's there currently on 13 and Simmons on 17. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it usually this strong this time? Because I don't think so. It's usually like warm and humid. I could be wrong.
Well, apparently, as easterly winds 9 to 11 k's an hour, so that's nothing.
Well, I know 2020's been a weird year as it is, but even the weather at this time of year is pretty strange.
I think it's going to be a tough one for cricket in general this whole summer.
With regards to the rain, as this is going to go right there towards Cat Corner, going over the top there of the chairs, and that is another 6. It's a great shot by Arjun. Well, like I said before, I was surprised he was opening up the batting. Well, I'm not surprised now. He is now on 19, and the score is done for 40 after 4 overs.
I'm just lucky I did not park the car on that side of the street. I was that close to parking there because I didn't realise there was finding parking. Geez, Arjun, man, just hit that nice and juicy over 6, like a juicy plum. Just smacked it and tonked it away.
Through there again, just wonderful shot again, just through the line. Of course, just a reminder, of course, we're live here on Hawkesbury Radio on your app.
Yep.
We are also live on the Blacktown Mounties Facebook page on their live stream. And this afternoon, the game against Northern District will be also live on Radio FM, Alive 90.5 FM. So you put the change in the bowler here. Chesterfield with a change of pace.
Interesting to see here that they've decided to go for that fielding position so far. You've got a man on the circle, basically at third man. You've got a point, you've got a cover, you've got an extra cover, you've got a mid on, you've got a long on. You've also got a man in short as now we see the ball by Chesterfield, and that's bang. Going towards the long off boundary, and that's 4 runs.
You're going to fly straight down the ground, hit it straight. The man at mid on, Sandu, is slightly wide there at mid off. Mid on the fence, couldn't do anything about that. Good start.
So once again, it'll be Chesterfield who comes in the bowl. Again, going forward to it once more there. Was in Simmons to be a singles. The man that long on cuts it off, and the score now moves to no wicket for 45. So Simmons currently there on 22. I'm trying to do maths on the run because the scoreboard is behind just a touch. As we see, those great animation as it's played to the onside again there by Arjun there. Fielder cuts it off, no run. That's great. Still good.
Special.
No, it's stick cricket.
I love those. You know what? That's because I'm terrible against spin.
I'm good at spin. As now we see once again Chesterfield, and there goes forward to it, plays it again to the man at long on. And it will be a single as the score now moves to none for 46. Arjun there currently on 20, Simmons on 22. That is the situation with Verma. He's none for 23 after his 2 overs. And Chesterfield is no wicket for 6 after 3 balls. He comes in again, it's played to the onside by Simmons. The man cuts it off there. Short there. The score repeating is none for 46.
The guy that invented stick cricket is a mate of mine.
Oh, yeah. The original stick cricket is a game that's smashed there by Simmons to the foot on the mid-off, I should say. It'll only be a single. So that is the end of the over. It's no wicket for 47. Arjun there, 27 on 23. That is 5 overs in the play-by-play chair. Davey Mack will take over. So quickly, I want to get to that point about stick cricket. So remember, there was 2 stick crickets that came out because there was 2. Do you remember the original stick cricket?
Yeah. The new one's not the best. I prefer the original for some reason.
No, not the original. I need to get to that. And there was also one. Here's a weird cricket one. There was one where you'd smash your hedgehogs and you kill them on the pitch. Have you played that one? It wasn't the old 2SM Super Sport Radio Network website.
Wow.
I played some random games as a kid.
Amalgamating cricket with conservationism. Sandu is swapped in. He's coming from the northern end. He'll bowl. Short. It's just, again, he's just held the bat in position and found the knee off the floor. That's a wonderful shot. And Fairfield Liverpool off to a lovely start here. They certainly haven't looked like taking the wicket yet, Blacktown.
Wasn't a great shot there, Jay Fan again. It's about having a filter there long off. Just what he's basically done is he's pretty much locked the bat up and he's gone, okay, I'm just going to use it to circulate. And as we said in the next delivery.
Good ball. It's almost a Yorker. Beautifully driven down towards you. Oh, and they're coming back for two. Yeah. Another two.
That's a good one.
It is. They're really starting to build a great platform here at Liverpool. I said, obviously 10 wickets in hand.
The run rate just on 10 at the moment as we speak. That's a very good start.
Think about his field here. Got the man at extra cover going out to the fence. Vitali's coming across the edge to the cover. Coming in from the square leg fence. Into the circle. Sandu bowls. Slash through the covers on one knee. Well fielded out there in the deep. Complete just a single. That was a beautiful looking shot. Simmons.
Oh, there's Giovanni. How good is it to see him, Di Bartolo? He's a great fellow, of course, formerly from Penrith. He also played Western Suburbs for a period of time. Very good.
And also Mounties and Sydney Shire's competition.
What was that?
They beat my club in the grand final here 3 years ago.
Wow.
Sandu bowls.
Oh.
A swing there. Gauchi picks it up on the edge of the circle. Again, Nair's intentions are clear. He's going for that leg side boundary on the short. He does just get middle of the bat, JP. You'll find that'll be over the fence.
He's just seeing it, like you said, I'm just looking at it right now. He's just seeing the ball like a beach ball, just taking it from the ground. This is like an excellent start here by Fairfield.
Well, it's been good form so far this season with the bat. Sandu bowls, and there we go. Quickly as predicted, the crowd scatter. And that's another maximum.
Great shot. Absolutely off the meat of the bat. And
Well, it didn't sound like, to be honest, I don't think it sounded that great, but he's still got enough.
maybe it was off the vegetable bat.
But,
Right off the vegetable bat.
but when you hit him as well as he does, and you know, I mean, missing, missing the six, embarrassing. Now that's off the meat of the bat, straight into the wicket, and beautifully fielded. In the Valley region, and that'll be the end of Sandu's third over, the end of the sixth over.
By the way, these windy conditions are picking up quite a bit here at Joe Mac. We've all got the t-shirts on, so to speak. I had the jumper on before because it was chilly, but now taking your shorts on. I'm surprised you don't have the white shorts. The jersey. You've got the long socks.
I want to make him to the 23 now. You know that.
You want to make it 45?
That's true.
And it'll be over 45 up.
Now the umpires just signalled, of course, being the 6 overs gone into the first power play. So we'll see 4 or 5 allowed to be outside the circle. So if we go around the ground, we've got deep extra cover, deep mid off, deep mid on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg. We've got on the circle backward point on the 45. Down the ground, wide a bit off, beautifully placed over that man at short cover. That'll be another boundary. Simmons and there are really taking it to Blacktown.
Well, as you said at the moment, the score's being done through at 66 currently, or 64, I should say. Simmons currently on 34, near on 26. It's a terrific start too by Blacktown. They keep on doing it by Fairfield against Blacktown. They keep on doing this, and this is a great start.
Well played. That's a bullet ball. Just worked down to the man at mid single.
Just watching this first couple, the 6 overs, to me they're just playing simple shots, nothing too easy.
Well, there's been hardly any risk JP whatsoever. It's another quicker full ball from Chesterfield, and again worked down to the man at mid onto the single. They need here some consecutive dots. Chesterfield again, I'm off spin over the wicket. Pull the length back a little bit, and it again work down the ground for a single by Simmons.
Currently none for 67.
67 indeed.
And JP, you're right about this 10 over at the moment that they're seeing, and this is what Fairfield want to do.
Appeal for an LBW as Nair attempts a sweep. He was looking. Again, they've taken that man. Well, the 45 man was pretty fine. He was going in between that gap between him and the umpire.
I was surprised I actually went through the appeal there, JP, because I heard that the whole
I
time.
heard that too. Really silly stuff there.
Not silly, but
Oh dear.
Could be a chance, just short. That's not Boomer out there in the deep.
What I meant by that silly appeal, the cricket team did
the funny thing is about that too, JP, is that he should be more concerned. He did half-half appeal, but he should be more concerned about trying to take the action could be there.
That's a good point, actually.
I don't know, it would have been possible, it still would have been one of those ones where you try your best. But anyway, on that note, it is no wicket for 68 here after what has been, 8 overs here?
7 gone.
7 overs, sorry, yeah, 7
Sorry,
overs, you're right.
I was just concentrating in because my paper went flying. I just showed that I've still got some reflexes.
Oh, please. You got reflexes?
Yes.
That will do, me.
Ease it up. These old bones are having a run around.
And to
again.
be exact, it's now looking for 69 there on 28, and it's Simmons on 37. That's the situation. We've got change of bowling 2 here, and which is interesting to see. They've gone back to spin here, JP, on both ends. I would have tried to keep the pace alive, so to speak. There's a change of bowling, and hopefully it's works here, JP.
Fortunately, we're witnessing in these 7 overs.
First ball driven back. Simmons there getting a single. The fielder cuts it off there, long on. The score moves to none for 7. It's Fawcett currently bowling, so Fawcett bowling from the broadcast end here of Joe Mack.
He's bowling now. It's young. He wasn't on the team just this morning, Yardy, but he's again a young Fawcett. Jake Fawcett's bowling. Sorry. Stitch up, but they know what's going on here, mate.
Did you hear me say Fawcett bowling first ball out?
It's because I was listening to Dave.
It's on the scoreboard over there. There you go.
This is here we go. This is a debacle already. Now, played down the ground by Simmons for an easy single.
I'm going to say to JP, it's on stream. People expect
I'm
you
gonna-
to be afternoon. Has to be professional on radio.
Yes. No. Well, yes.
Yes. It's
Not
on
professional.
Oh, please.
Balls again full and nearly to that man. He's a straightish mid wicket. Been a bit square up. That might have been swallowed by Sandu. Force it again. Beautifully driven. Wide mid off. Some work to do. Well done in the end to keep the 2. But again, Fairfield Liverpool ticking it over nicely here, the Lions. That's the end of the 8th over. None for 75. Blacktown Mounties need a wicket urgently.
You're on Hawkesbury Radio Sport, also via the Blacktown Mounties Facebook, YouTube pages, and also don't forget this afternoon the game between the NDs and Blacktown Mounties will be live on Alive 90.5. That means JP we're on the radio now. The good thing about that is that he has been on the radio quite a bit recently because he's on every Saturday morning on Sports Watch, but he works from home. Got to get to that in a second. There's some stories.
There, Chesterfield bowls. Slightly down the leg side and swept 5. They'll get at least 2. Simmons is working hard to try and get 3. He'll come back to 3. That's excellent running. Just keep ticking it over here, the young Lions.
Been batting well, hasn't he? Both Nair and Simmons, but I've been liking the way Simmons have been batting there. A little bit shaky to begin with, but ever since he got those couple of sixes, he's been back and form as we're about to see Simmons face the next delivery.
Bowls again. He makes it a little bit quicker. There's a chance for the man at deep mid. Oh! Has he got it? He has! What a catch! That is one of the best catches you'll see in this competition. Purely amazing. It held it, not sure if it held up at the wind or whether it was slightly misjudged, but it was goalkeeper-like. Looked like he came in a little far. Judged himself, dived high and to his left. And on the bounce, he's able to keep the ball in his grasp. What a catch, JP.
Oh, that was a real beauty. How on earth? The impressive thing, he's read the line of the ball. He probably says, oh, I've got to jump. He stayed in line. Like you said, keeper-style catch, and he caught that really well, as clean as a whistle. And that's probably the way that people always their wicket there as the Simmons out before. He's a really well-played 41 compared to Liverpool now after 7 games.
Yeah, exactly right. Of course, JP, the best way of describing that catch is he came across to the field of the long line. He had to come across and watch the ball sort of hold up in that breeze and go, we don't want to go here. Then he gets himself in the right position to take the catch and puts his hands towards his head to make it. And a terrific effort by him. So you're right about this. Start from Fairfield Liverpool has been fantastic, but now they've got to knuckle down and do it once again. The new batsman has to stay in there for a couple of overs. Ladage in there doing his job as they have swapped sides, by the way, too. So it will be there to face this first delivery of second delivery of this over.
Confirm that was Harmon Sandu down there that took the catch.
Don't think so.
I think it was. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Chesterfield bowls again. Ball and driven down the ground by Odrin there. So the man mid on. They'll get just a single.
Definitely not.
No, what number have you got?
I'll tell you who it is. It is. I'm on my sheet.
Okay.
I saw 10, but I could be wrong.
That was 19.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Of course, with the changes with the numbers every week, it's hard to get up to date as such. So
Who was?
we'll get our masterminds to tell us in a moment. We're about to see the next delivery.
Yeah, worked again full, just on leg stump, work down to the man at square leg. They get a chance here for two. Ball goes to the bowler's end and he's out. Oh, on the bounce was the throw. Wonderfully taken.
Arjun there,
From
he was not
Chesterfield.
happy.
Yeah,
Sorry
was
about that there, David. He was not happy there that Apple said, let's run. And Apple said, let's go. And Nairn's like, what are we doing? And Nairn's gone to the non-strikers and basically suicide there at the end, JP. And that's 2 wickets in the space of a couple of deliveries. And that's not what Fairfield needed.
No, absolutely. I thought the second run wasn't really needed. We said this earlier. This needed to consolidate. Really good start. Well, beforehand at 79 for 1. Now it's 79 for 2. But geez, the second one really wasn't needed. They just sort of needed to probably build up that partnership with the 2 or 3 overs, looking for the singles, looking for that boundary. But now, I don't want to say they're on the back foot already with this really good start, but they really knuckle hard and consolidate again. Good start, but they've really got to try and knuckle down again.
Listen, wonderful piece of fielding from Ignore Singh out there at deep square leg. But plenty of work for Chesterfield. He still had to pick it up cleanly and had it quite a reach to the stumps too. He had to take the step to the right from the stumps. So for him to come back, take the bails off successfully, that's vital for Blacktown. The 2 big runs are gone. There, 34 off 23. Another 12 innings from him. As Pal drives, just gets a hand on it, that doesn't prevent the ball from going down to the man at deep mid on for a single.
Actually, I think the throw was actually, like you said, the throw was actually good as well too. To get that run, because if he threw it just a little bit more wider, I reckon the back would have been out as well.
Well, it's also the long boundary too. So good again. He holds that one up, and Big Johnny Di Bartolo comes across, picks it up in his left hand. And that will be the end of the 9th over. Then for Liverpool, moved on to 2 for 81. force it again from the northern end.
How good is it when you've got a ground nearby your house? Literally about a 10-minute drive,
You are the mayor of Minchinbury.
close to Glendenning. Yeah, good to Glendenning. Great part of the world.
That's a, what's
Right here at the moment. He does well force it to come across from the bowling stride and prevent a single.
Yes, you're about to say.
I'll talk about this ground and the area and how it's developed. Driven down the ground for a single. Well, you know, played here the first season this ground was open.
You're about old.
Driven over the foolish ball off the back foot, driven down to the man at deep extra cover, and again, excellent fielding from Eknor Singh. Down there at the deep cover boundary. Hush over the ground after these two quick wickets. Still bowls, driven to the man at mid, short mid wicket. That's Sandu. And slows it up this time. And it's slow enough to enable the lines for a single. Again. Full set. Holds it up. Past the Bartoli at extra cover. Single bring the ball in. And that will be the end of another over. It's 10 gone now.
Just waiting for the scoreboard to recalibrate here at the venue, of course. It's currently, well, last it had about 180, or 180, I should say. It'd probably be about
2 for 85, I believe.
Yeah, 2 for 85. The first delivery of the next over from Chesterfield comes in. It's played beautifully through the covers. Will be at least 2 runs. That's what Liverpool says. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And they make the runs pretty easily. So the score now, we believe, is 1 for 88 now, or 87, I should say. So that's the situation. So it's Liverpool who's on the striker's end. Is it Liverpool?
The pile.
Oh. And
Sure,
it's an LBW appeal.
chance. It must have hit a worm because that did not bounce whatsoever. It's come out of nowhere. Luckily, pile going down the leg side. Full. Nicely worked through the leg side region down to deep square leg. Been busy out in the field there this afternoon. Eknor Singh. Following him around there. Big part of Fairfield's innings right now. Ball driven down the ground for a single. So, how long does Fairfield Liverpool consolidate for? Until they try and lift the tempo. Halfway through this Lions' first innings. Ball gets a hand on it, doesn't prevent the single. But Tolly picks up. Big job for Upal and Honorowski. Fields in. Fields, no run. And that's another over. And Blacktown Mounties will be certainly happy with the last couple of overs.
You probably say they have only conceded maybe like 8, 9 runs in the last few overs.
No, that's right. No boundaries, most importantly, JP. And that's what wickets bring in this game.
Just a question, Joe. What's the dimensions to that long boundary and that short boundary? Maybe 15, 20 metre difference, probably.
Yeah, be close today.
So the new over is Anowski now plays it behind square. Will be at least a single here. They're going to run 2. Powell says, let's go, and they will run 2 as it's gone to the boundary. In fact, field of it, and finally just couldn't get across to it. And again, another boundary to score now, we believe, probably about 92 or 93 to the loss of 2. Now giving that update here to Jones with the scoreboard at the moment, but definitely a boundary. It's Forsyth bowling currently here from the broadcast end. He comes in again to Banowski, and again he plays that. Again, through the offside, will be at least 2, and it is the case. So Oranowski currently the batsman alongside Powell. Took the crease. It's 2 runs for them. They've cut it off. And now once more will be Forster who comes in. And again, to the onside, I thought there at mid-wicket, comes across for it, a single for Oranowski. And the score now, we believe, probably about 97, 96 at the
In
moment.
the moment, an extra man down here on the leg side boundary. But that's not going to help on this occasion.
Good 6 on that side of things. He went to the onside to hit that and pulled it beautifully. So another boundary there for Powell. And that will definitely be the 100 for the team at the moment, you'd say. Again, the score would have been delayed. We're waiting for all the information to come through. That will come shortly, of course, as they look for the ball, and it's coming back right now. JP's just sitting there.
He's got the bug. Just like the people trying to put bets on race against.
Oh, no, you can't say that, JP. I'm not allowed to say anything about it. Oh, jeez. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Coming in the bowl now is Fawcett, driving it back for at least a single here for Liverpool, and that's good running. Oranowski on that situation, quickly going through. Di Bartolo throws it back in there from that recovered position. There's the next delivery to be fired in quickly from Fawcett. Comes to the bowl again. It's played back, and it's no run. Of course, it's Oranowski there. It's Upalo who's on the non-striker's end, so no run. And as I said, the score over 100 at the moment. We'll get confirmation of the score shortly here at the venue, but repeating, it's Fairfield Liverpool who lost the toss and were forced to bat first and doing good things at the moment, JP.
They lost the toss.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
T20 is a different game, JP. A different game. No question.
But JP, you're saying you bat every day of the week, aren't you?
Absolutely. I'm old school.
What's the old Chapel line? 9 times out of 10, you bat first, and the
The
other
other time
time
you bat first.
you think the bowling, and then you bat anyway.
The only time you think about ball first is the pitch is green.
Yeah.
I actually did question the strategy of just chasing.
No, I like it. I like the T20. I think a lot of teams use it to their advantage. Hawkesbury is one of them that have used it to their advantage over the years, Dave. I think it's one of the better things to do as we see the start of the new over. And again, on the back foot, Upal plays it through the covers, will be a single. He wants to go for 2, and he will go 2 as the foe will come back into Gauchi. As I said, the scoreboard down, we can tell you it's around about 2 for 105, I think, roughly, but again, we'll get that all confirmed in a moment. I know Dave McDonald's going to be running for it. JP's just sitting back in his wallet. He's Guernsey. Loving it.
Those jerseys from Fairfield look like Patricia Brothers Blacktown jerseys.
Not quite.
Okay.
Bit of a difference. I'll tell you that in a second. As again, on the back foot, Upal, and it's stopped off there, but I thought it covered no run.
Does it remind you of something different?
Just it's more so the Fairfield Liverpool jerseys, not pants.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's played to the onside once again by Upal, and it won't get for no run. Yeah, so the reason why I know the difference, obviously, I went the pants.
Yeah.
So you can understand the reason why I go, no!
Charge, JP.
So the next delivery to be fired in again. Oranowski's there. He swings and a miss, and he's been stumped. Well, again, that was great work. Of course, the keeper was able to quickly whip off the bails in Newton. And he's gone, Oranowski. And they are 3 down now here. Fairfield Liverpool. It was a great ball outside off stump. Swing and a miss there at the end. Oranowski quickly in position to go. Thank you very much. Here's a wicket.
Bang. I think the shot was really on there. I reckon if you put one more over, just consolidation, just look for the boundaries. Good work there by the keeper just to grab it and just carry on to the stumps.
I would have laid on the back foot and cut that because that was probably the shot there. Or was it a swing this? Lay back, just stab it down, and probably a single there.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Well, because as they say, you don't want to just, as the old saying goes in T20, just let it go for the keeper.
Don't lead. Don't do the max on lead.
Yes.
We love the max on lead. Thank you. So 107, we've been told that currently Fairfield are on. They are 3 down currently. David John's doing a fantastic job running around to find that information.
Yeah, just a couple of technical issues here at Joe Mack.
And that's not JP's brain, by the way.
Are you saying that's a technical issue?
Yes. I was about to say something and I had to hold my tongue. We work together every Sunday morning. He's at home, I'm in the studio. And by the way, can I just say, we had to get him his own headset and mixer because he was just, as the next delivery is fired and it's playing on the outside. Will be at least a single. They're going to look for two here, but it's cut off by the fielder there at long on. It's a left-hander at the crease and he was able to play it to the onside for a single. That brings now back to Uppal and the strikers. And by the way, it's Salmon, I believe that is the new batsman as well.
And it's Egon Singh.
Singh is the new bowler. Now Uppal will face this Singh delivery. He goes on the back foot, able to slash it towards the offside. Fielder there at cover cuts it off and will be a single. The score now moving to about 109 for the loss of 3 at the end of the over.
Don't control out here there for Liverpool. Just keep looking for those singles. Give themselves maybe 2 or 3 overs to see what the ball's doing. Then once that three-over partnership is there, then you just go crash well, bang. Try to look for the balls and the six while you're there. Good start on there for the they're on the 100, but they've got to keep looking for more runs. As we see the first ball up high, could be taken. No, it's 6 the miss.
Oh, that's a great shot, isn't it, JP? Force it, play it down low, the delivery, and that has been absolutely sliced over the top. At 6 runs, it was a great shot by Uppal. I've just been given a photo here. Have a look at this. Our mate John O'Barr.
Oh, no.
He's fallen over.
Oh, no. Is that a Hawks jersey?
Yes, he's a Hawks supporter as a single there for Uppal. So he goes, I'll look a little different at work, mate. Had a bit of a fall last night. Now, to explain what happened, by the way, he had a Bucks party last night.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It went wild by the looks of it. Should have laughed. Should have laughed. We should ring him up and ask him about the story. Also going around the wicket. It's a bit of a loose coverage, by the way, in the morning session. It's coming to bowl. And again, that's driven nicely by Sam. Will be at least a single. Looking for 2. Here's the fielder there at cover. Comes across. Throws it back in and will be 2 runs. That's good running between Uppal and also Salmon. Of course, Salmon at the crease. But Uppal, of course, has to be careful after running out to Arjun there before. But he's got confidence, that's for sure.
As we've got the scoreboard to bring out the manual scoreboard now.
And that has been hit towards the offside. Will be at least 2 runs as the throw comes back in. And again, Salmon doing great work there. Able to hit the ball nicely for the 2. And offside. So, by the way, what we'll have to do, luckily I've got parallels on my computer, so I've got Windows XP on. I'll have to get Pitch Pack Pavilion on.
Yes.
Remember that, as it's played to the onside, will be at least a single here. He actually comes across, the throw comes in, it's not out, it's another man attack. We'll hit 2, that's good batting 2, by the way. He's getting some runs 2 at the moment, 7. The score here, JP, as we'll get that confirmed at the moment here, currently at 122. Thank you, D. Mac. It's forced to come in around the wicket again. On the back foot, Salmon again just lobs it to the onside. That is a great glass, and that is 4 runs.
Just nicely timed. Waited the ball to come late to him and just nicely swept away. As there for Liverpool, getting Sloan back up there again.
So that's the end of the 15th over, guys. 3 for 126. We've got 5 overs to go. And crucial stage. Now, probably a better 5 overs there for Blacktown, no question.
David, 1 day at the moment is 8.4.
So again,
Dave.
You just divide the score, then you divide the score by the over.
calculate.
He's good.
As they say, you told me, Nick, I'm actually sure sometimes.
Thanks, Q, man. Da-da-da. Singh comes in the bowl again on the back foot there. No run. It's football here on the striker's end. Da-da-da. That's good music, by the way. Singh again comes in from the housing estate end. Again, driving it on the up there was in Uppal. Will be a single as the man there at cover. Throws it back in and counts. The score now moves to 127.
Just nice and simple batting here. They've got to look for the odd boundary or 2 in each of these next few overs just to elevate that total to probably 140 to 160.
Singh around the wicket and again going down the swing and a miss there by Sabat, and Newton again just whips the bails off. Another stumping. He's now 40.
It's actually Jared Burke, actually, mate.
Burke, is it? Okay. So Burke actually keeping to it.
Don't know if he's keeping.
No. Or was it Burke batting?
Burke batting, sorry. It was James Newton's the Blacktown keeper.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. The Sabat, see, that's the thing. We don't actually have these updated, so we actually batting at the moment. Thanks. So that was Burke the whole time. So thank you very much. I was looking at the batting card, just assuming you were saying at the card.
Of course.
We've got no numbers at the moment, by the way, for those who are playing home. Thank you very much, Steve.
We'll be well prepared for this afternoon's match.
At least I know one team. Comes back there after his step.
Again, had to have a go. Now,
Oh, what is it? Cricket. Wasn't the option one, JP?
it's, the new batsman is Ravish Srivastava, the Fairield keeper.
Smash swing and a miss, and again the Billy's gone. Actually, in fact, it's hit the inside of the bat. I thought it didn't. And Newton takes the catch. So he's on a hat trick here, Sid.
It looked like a wrong and I'd like to see the replay. Inside edge, well taken by Newton. That's a wonderful catch behind the stumps. And as you said, Ekdal Singh is on a hat trick.
I thought he just missed the flighted line of the ball.
Yeah, I thought it went inside him, and I didn't think he got a flick onto it, but obviously did. They got the call there on the spot. New batsman makes his way to the crease.
Because he was so near here, I thought he just went a bit too early. Should have waited and waited just to see what the ball was actually doing. Just saw him just went, and just conceded his wicket. They're caught behind, and it's Fairfield lose another wicket. After a good start here by Fairfield, and Dave, I think it's pretty average since then. I think like more grading and just sort of collapsed down. Like we said, we just see wickets just falling down left, right, and centre.
I think Blacktown, I think probably more have found a better length to bowl at than they did in the first few overs. They quelled the boundaries, and again, when you quell the runs, you build the pressure, and 5 overs to go, or less than 5 overs to go. Again, we spoke about 170 being a good score.
Singh comes in, and the game that's played to the offside, no run. Of course, the opportunity for the hat trick is not there. The new batsman is at the crease now, just trying to work out who it is, and we are struggling here as such as we don't have the numbers to us, and as we're about to see this delivery, I think it might be in Barbara, as he's played to the offside. Barbara is a single, and have a run. The scoreboard now at 128.5, so I think they're all confirmed at the moment, as that's the end of the over. So we do apologise in regards to this. We're trying to work out what the go is in regards to the numbers and all of that. So, JP, you might have to be our man.
So we've got 4 overs left, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think.
So they're currently 100, it's like 128 for 5. I still think that 150, 160 is on the cards. Thank you. 128 with 5 overs left. As
Yep.
We've got the annual scoreboard working in hand here at the Joe Mac. But yeah, now this is where this partnership is got to consolidate now. Look at the singles and the doubles and the twos, but you've got to look at the odd boundary now in the final few overs, because you could probably sit now Blacktown chasing nearly 180, 190 now, Nick. They could probably get now a manageable target around that 140, 160 range.
You're not wrong about that.
I do agree with Dave. I think Blacktown, ever since that early start,
Flynn Duncan thought so. Yeah, thank you.
They've just got good ball the right line and length, and the batsman's just been pretty much all ends up.
Let's get confirmation from D-Mac, who's at the bowlers in here to bowl. So we do apologise again. As I said, it's been one of those days where everything's gone down, text gone down, the numbers have gone down as such as the new over starts now. That's played to the offside. There'll be at least a single here coming back for it. No, it will just be a single score. Now moves to about 129. JP. Nor goes belly up, and goes belly up.
Feels like we're building a chair in a coaching box.
Yes, exactly. As we can see here, Liverpool face the next delivery. He's on the back foot. He drives to the field to a point. No run. I'm happy with that. As we're about to see the next delivery being fired in. Score, if you just join us, by the way, is at 129. Said one of those days where we're trying to get all the information on the run. Just downloading pitch prep for the JPs into the scores. He's on the back foot, Upaliers, and again he's not happy with that shot. No run.
This is what I find here adventurous as a captain. Anyone who's deep across the boundary, probably move up halfway through the 30-metre line, like the 30-yard circle.
30-metre line? What game are we playing?
Rugby league. Yeah, just to tempt the batsman who's over 6. Because I would tempt it because I would rather try and get wickets in this situation than consolidate and look for the single.
On that note, next delivery comes into the game. Awful plays it to the onside. Will be a single.
I know it's a crazy tactic, but it's just like this is where I will try and look for wickets just to sort of.
Yeah. Now the bowler guys,
Yep.
Yanni Theodora Kapoulos. Sorry, Yanni. That's the first time I've seen it. Theodora Kapoulos.
Yes, it's played to the onside. Offside, I should say, will be at least 2, and they're going to come to toss for 2. That's good running one again.
He's also a very handy young batsman. He's come through the Blacktown ranks and just again made his way into the top grade. The big century in second grade in round 1 from him, 109 not out. He's again potential long-term prospect here for Blacktown Mounties. Left arm over the wicket and a leave.
Oh, did you say it, Lindsay?
I did indeed.
Oh boy. It's a question of one last ball over.
I make that 5 for 132 with 3 overs to go.
Scoreboard confirmation there.
Get that checked in a moment. Doing a great job, Dave, on the manual scoreboard. 5 for 132. I'm bang on. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, they were made at 7.76.
So again, it's been a great job by Blacktown to really pull it back, hasn't it?
I think you said it earlier. They just got 9 and 9. They just found it, and it's really impressive how they just pulled themselves back into this.
Going to spin again. Ekdal Singh holds the ball back and it's just driven down the ground for a single. So game on here. 5 for 133. Another 3 to go after this. Singh flighted wide. It was way outside off stump. He was going for the reverse sweep, missed it, but it was a wide outside the off stump. So another bonus run to the Lions tally. Driven back down to Ekdal Singh. No run. Crucial time here in the match. They can hold Fairfield back here. Goes high and should be taken, and it is. Although a little bit of a bump at the end, but as I predicted, they had to go. And another wicket for Blacktown Mounties. Fairfield Liverpool now 6 for 134. And yeah, we've got to commend their second half performance in this innings, Blacktown. Didn't get that line and length right. And of course, you can hear the president in the background. The microphone must be pretty strong downstairs.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm just trying to get Pitch Back Pavilion. I've got to try to find it on Web Archives now because the thing doesn't exist.
I was about to say, since that wicket, I reckon they have been 6 for like 7, 6 for 8 since the ball that first wicket. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, unfortunately, we just don't have access to that at the moment. I do usually bring manual cricket scoring sheets with me to games in case of this, but not today.
Thanks,
What a
Darren.
mistake. What a mistake. Now, punch down the ground to mid on. Will only be one. Now 6 for 135. There's the Liverpool Lions. Beautiful day here at Joe Mack, and it certainly looks like it's perfect for T20 cricket today.
That's not what I did bring, JP. Rugby league too.
Eagle Singh. Flighted. Oh, chance on the half volley though. Just too low on the bat there for it to carry for Blacktown, but pretty smart introduction from the skipper to bring Singh in short and just nudged Hatley down there. Short third man. And that'll be the end of another over. 6 for 136. 3 remaining. So 18 balls remaining. And what do you think Fairfield Liverpool will be having with Jets at this stage? 6 for 136, 3 to go.
at least 150, 160.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, JP.
Because they started so well with the opening partnership and they've just collapsed like a bag of Skittles.
You're a man full of analogies, aren't you?
And by the way, you haven't told him about the good news about lunch.
Well, no, not yet.
Oh,
That's keeping me in suspense.
okay.
Hit or a cop. Pull off, bowls, let them over. Will it be taken by the man? No.
It's over the head of Jake Fawcett and another maximum. Again, seemed to hit high on the bat, that one. But got the result. It is now 6 for 142. That's a bonus boundary. That's exactly what they needed right there, Fairfield. Ball slower, taken no shot at the stumps. Would have been out. Will they go for 2? No, they won't. So, all happening here at Joe Mack. As the final stages of the Fairfield Liverpool innings. 6 for 143. Wide and called by the umpire. No, he went straight down the wicket. And another bonus run for the Lions. That's a better delivery. That's what he was trying to do, Yanni. That's a nice line of length at this stage of the innings. And just got to close this out. We're going for 6 in the first over. Once again. Down towards the man. Mid-wicket. It's going to click again. Again, didn't quite get the meat of the bat, but got enough on it. And this is a very handy over. 14 off it, 6 for 150.
Just a lovely shot there, just tongued it over and clearing his head and 6 more runs and cracked the magical 150.
Oh, big sticks up again. It's Toby Flynn Duncan bowling.
Oh,
Yeah, having one of those days.
not just me, but
Yeah.
Nice, man. Great money, mate.
Don't worry, I'm trying to work it out when I get this working. This program, I can't find Pitch Credit Pavilion, so I'm using Cricket Score. Has anybody used Cricket Score before?
no.
Seems like an awful program.
The only issue is again if we score from the start, we're right.
Yeah, we will for the next game. On
For the next innings, of course.
As they always say in the IT department, have you restart, have you turn off and on your computer?
Well, I think some organisations didn't do that yesterday.
6-1-51. A wonderful shot. Will it be over? No, it won't be. Oh, that's well done in the deep. It's Gouchy down there at deep mid off. And that is balance for you, folks. Had to get on one knee to prevent going over the boundary road. But another wicket for Blacktown.
Dave.
7.51 there.
That is correct.
Dave.
And oh, jeez.
Who called that?
Dave, I reckon it was probably
56?
maybe half a metre.
Smith Doshi.
Smith Doshi. Thank you.
Just the gap between that rope. That was awfully close. But he read, he looked at the position well, and he just caught it well. And boy, 151 here. Fair for Liverpool with a few more overs.
2 to go now. Now, they do still have an opportunity for 170, which we spoke about first up, Nick, would be a very desirable total.
Got it working. Beautiful. Next game will be sweet. Yeah, you're right about that, Dave, to be honest. I think Liverpool will be happy with it. I'm probably disappointed about that middle phrase because I don't think they should have lost Argentina like they did. But that run out was God
Well, it's those things. It's those things that can change the game. And I mean, I could go back to Parramatta's game against Sydney Uni, and there was a key run out. Sydney Uni was cruising. Sydney Uni needed 5 and over, and they were cruising. Again, one run out turned into another wicket, turned into the Parramatta pulling back. Around the corner for a single. No, Singh bowling again. He's going to have some handy figures. 3 wickets so far for him. So 152. We have 11 balls remaining in the Fairfield innings. Full. Driven through the covers. Beats the man at short cover. The man at empty cover. Another valuable boundary for the Lions. That is correct. JP.
I've got my own manual scoreboard, so it was just nicely timed anyway. He just waited for just waited, and he just used the power of his bat to carve that nice across the cup there for 4 runs. As
It's about placement, particularly for the short side of the boundary. It's just a matter of placing it. As we see a field change with an extra man there in the deep on the offside. Bartoli's come across into that cover short position. He has taken a fall. It's driven down the ground for a single. Gets up a bit gingerly, Singh. We'll continue back to his mark. Three balls remaining. Swung deep. Should be easily fielded there by Scouchy. Just a single. Nice batting, Chad. 7 off this over so far. Balls remaining. Nicely driven down the ground. And only a single.
If he gets 3
this way, going to get really good look for at least 4 the next few more remaining these deliveries in this over.
That's right. Still got 3 wickets in hand. Around the wickets. Not that well driven, just over the Bartoli's head. They're going to come back to 2. No, they're not. It'll be a single. And that is the end of the 19th over.
9 off it. 7 for 160. We're still on track for that 170. And it's going to be not an easy target to rein in.
I don't know if like you don't. I feel like there's actually nothing in the pitch for the ball. Or is it?
Oh, it looks like a pretty good, decent cricket wicket.
Yeah.
Now, again, usually with the white ball, it'll certainly swing around a bit for the first few overs. But looks like a beautiful batting track today,
Can't use it.
as you would expect for a T20 match. And so the outfield's in wonderful condition. And in 6 balls time, JP, you're going to learn a secret.
Yes.
We all know your secrets.
No, you don't.
You know all your
so-
secrets. I
I
like
don't
it.
know, isn't that a Simpsons? It's always comes in my early Simpsons references the last few days.
It's going to be Sandhu to bowl the last one from the northern end. And of course, Blacktown Mounties District Cricket Club would like to thank their major sponsors. Of course, the Mounties Club Group and Zambros. You'll know about that shortly. Sandhu. Bowls. It's hit the pad. It's bowled it quite slower. Sort of skidded through and it'll be a leg by. So 7 for 161. Of course, if you're watching the stream, you're watching the Blacktown Mounties District Cricket Club Facebook page live stream. So live on the Hawkesbury Radio app. The same will apply for this afternoon's game against Northern Districts. In addition, we'll also be live on Radio Alive 90.5 FM. As long as JP behaves himself.
Oh, that's okay.
Sandhu. Right on over the wicket. Right up in the block hole. Chester run out if he hits. Couldn't hit. Be a single. 7 for 162 with 4 balls remaining in the Lions innings.
As long as he's not doing the Bay Run while he's doing the radio show.
Bay run into the Western Sydney Parklands run. Here
No, he actually did a Bay Run during the program. He actually did. He forgot that he was on air.
Sandhu. The ball, the last over, off the pad, down to the man, just in behind him. Only be a single. So for 163.
The greatest moment in the career, JP. Like, I'm not joking. I go, JP, where are you? Before we went on air, he goes, I'm doing the Bay Run. I forgot we're on air now. I go, you know what you said? Like, it was Sunday.
Yeah.
The other question is, if it was a Sunday, would you be up at 6 a.m. in the morning?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Questionable. Sandhu. Simple toss, smacked in between the gap. Waiting save will be a final boundary. 7 for 167, 2 balls remaining. And our predictions of 170 are looking very good, Nicholas.
Yeah, good for Fairfield, but Blacktown, they'll have to chase this, and I'll have to get some runs in the early overs. Actually's going to be the key man.
Slash over, cover point. It's a wonderful shot. Single, rein it in though, and keep it to 2. 1 ball remaining in this innings. 7 for 169. So, again, he's held the innings together, Upal. With 1 ball remaining, he is on 48. The last ball of the innings, driven through the cover. No, not through the covers. Should they come back? Oh no, he's not going to come back, and there'll be not a run out. It's on the bounce to Newton. It'll be a single to finish up, and in the end, a pretty handy total. 7 for 170 Fairfield Liverpool. So Blacktown Mounties will require 171 to win. And Nick, over to you for some quick summary comments.
Yeah, so good innings by Fairfield Liverpool. I think JP, they'll be happy about that after the 20 overs. Blacktown, they couldn't have put it to that little phrase where they started to get a few there. Disappointed that single against hat-trick, but they probably could have gotten in that situation when we started falling, they're going to capitalise on it, and they didn't quite. Not be disappointed.
Yeah, 170. You probably would say both sides, Nick, would probably say. I would say from the Fairfield Liverpool, they probably would have got maybe an extra 10 or 20.
Yep.
The opening batsman was still in there.
Yep.
And from a disappointment point of view, I reckon, like to, because of this from the Netherlands wins, because they can see the 170 win, but I reckon they could have held them to 140, 130. They're in the chase, but 170 with a run rate of 8.5 runs and over, it's going to be tough, but gee whiz, this is going to be an exciting run chase here this morning here at the Joe Mac.
Yes, we'll break. We'll come back with more on Hawkesbury Radio Sport via the Blacktown Mounties Facebook, YouTube page as well. JP, what's this music?
Oh, as we rock T20 cricket.
Yes! You can play that.
Is that still working? Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
It's good.
Oh, it's just magnificent. No, it's tough. It's like you need one person to sort of keep it up there.
You know what? I didn't do that.
Yeah, that's the, it's like I think that you and Dave didn't like you've got the team, like you got the players' names there, but when you haven't got the numbers not coordinated to that player's names, it's that's the tough part. Oh my gosh. Was it meant to be doing it for him? 5-time day, 5-time night. Premiership winner.
We love them.
I tell you what, just watching those 20 hours, I just feel like they could just done nothing for the bowls.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You get your headphones on? No, you get your headphones on. Wait for it, wait for it. Let me put my moments in place. You don't get a joke there. You explain that.
Well, that's it. Like I said, most of the jingles now I've got like a decent page worth, which is pretty shocking. Well, then again, not shocking by my standards. Oh. Yeah, that was sure. Kingsgrove, 1989. I think of Kingsgrove. Bradman Museum?
Bradman was born in the museum.
Oh, 1999, that makes sense.
Where was he born?
What am I thinking about?
Not incorrect.
South Australia?
He was born in Cootamundra.
Queensland?
New South Wales, Cootamundra.
Oh, that.
What are you thinking?
South Australia, the Museum of Power?
Now, why were you thinking Queensland? What were you thinking Cootamundra?
Oh, yes.
Open
Open the damn borders up.
Are you watching the Iron Man?
Like 9.
I mean, guess who's producing it? What's that?
Why is that name escaping my head at the moment?
Yeah, good friend. No, yeah, good friend. He's part of the coverage. Because it's not being done by the one director.
Was like a. Shit, I can't.
Couldn't make it out.
Oh, cool.
Now I'm backing out. Hey, okay, let's see what's going on.
Jeez, compact disc. I remember back.
Hey, these are awesome.
Oh, the Sphinx.
Yeah, I was pissed off this. Trivia. They put the Volvo sign up and it was past Sweden. And I'm like, damn it, missed it. It's Volvo Sweden.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
So that person was just quicker to the buzzer as they say.
We're just playing Melbourne school team, so I'm currently okay, so you know. I'm not joking, we are literally playing Melbourne school team. The Melbourne school team's fault.
At least, I don't know whether it's worse, that or Sydney FC.
Oh no, the Fremantle Dockers theme song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, I don't like that one.
Well, you don't like the France song?
No.
Free,
No, come on.
Oh,
It's a waste of
yeah, I love it.
rhyming twang. I was just about to say, I think the reason why they've changed this was because they don't want to pay a fee for the opera house logo.
Well, they say not the case.
I doubt that.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Yes. That was a good call. This is my favorite. This is. There you go, you call and you go, oh, you change your voice. This is recording to you.
What they say, if SEN means talent.
Bill Crompton, one channel 7 host. The old days, the glorious.
As they always say, I do miss the old style broadcasting. I've got to tell myself, get on with the times, Justin. Oh. So what's the semi style broad? So semi's going to broadcast a race. How I say, each round of the week.
No.
I thought it was around the how I say. So if,
A race.
if it's a free race, how do you say this?
Oh, just a race. Yeah, it must be.
Because the only way you can do it is you can broadcast most of the races in Sydney and Brisbane on the main channel. Actually, you can actually do it in Victoria because they don't show Saturday afternoon footy no more.
Yes, they do that, mate.
No, not only like the VFL sample.
They don't check Saturday afternoon.
They don't do Saturday afternoon AFL.
Yeah.
I think they've got it off there. So it's 7. Yeah, 7 don't do like the Saturday AFL.
So they're running fun games.
Yeah, they only do like the local. So VFL in Melbourne, Seattle. No, it's free. What they say? They got rid of the Saturday afternoon to do some Thursday night games.
You've got this. Oh, yeah.
Because I think 7 wants to do Thursday night games now.
Okay, what's the situation?
Score ended up being 169.
170.
There's 1 or 2 I haven't got, but I've got most of them. So process of elimination.
So Fairfield 169.
So 169, is it?
Yeah. I'm up to it.
Yeah. Plus the elimination. You said 170 at the end.
Yes.
So it must have been an extra that we didn't see. They must have scored. Accidentally.
Oh. So I did that Colin Cup last night. The guy did about Don after Granville, showing me a bit of a clip. Did you hear about Granville District Premier League Grand Final? Tony was commentating. They've got abandoned. The Granville District Premier League Grand Final had to be abandoned.
What?
It was all live. So what happened? Late in the second half, there was a challenge, right? A challenge, and then the guy was on the ground, grabbed his leg, and then the guy that had his leg grabbed kicked him, stomped on him. Then a couple of players ran in. Then about 5 blokes ran in from the crowd and started swinging. Players back on the ground.
As
170. 569.
And back here at Joe Mack, the situation is as follows. Fairfield Liverpool made 169, so Blacktown need 170 for victory. The two batsmen making their way to the crease. Giovanni, John Di Bartolo, alongside Jordan Gauci. And for Fairfield Liverpool, they'll be bowling for the broadcast in the northern end of the field to start proceedings off in this second innings of the match, of course, and the innings for Blacktown. Seeing the bowler, it will be for Fairfield in Arlington by the looks of it. So Arlington will be the bowler here on this northern end. We'll get confirmation, Nicholas, with you alongside Dave McDonald and also the great one in Justin Benito. It doesn't look like it is in
Baraba, I think, is bowling.
It's Baraba. Yep, you're correct about that. Baraba We are still trying to get numbers on the run out. But this tape.
We make things happen. Now, again, it's giving this a go alongside Blacktown. Again, you're watching live on the Blacktown Facebook page, listening live on Hawkesbury Radio. Bit of a trial as we see the opening ball of the innings, Nick.
Baraba comes in the bowl towards Johnny DiBartolo, blocks it, no run, of course, to the unit. Great player. He is a great fella. And we spoke to him a couple of years ago on Hawkesbury Radio Sports Watch. And the only ball when he was talking about his career, and he goes, I don't know where my career is at, I don't know where I'm going to be. Definitely, likely not going to be a Penrith because I'm not going to be playing first grade next year. So he was very honest. And he actually said at that point that he was actually contemplating retirement. Well, things like he's still playing right now, the big unit, especially a T20 specialist. If you get runs, it's one of those players where it's either 100 or ducky. As Baraba comes in from this northern end of the game on the back foot, blocks it will be a single to man. A point comes across, wants to throw it back in. Well, DiBartolo went back to the striker's end because Gauchi said, don't run. And DiBartolo makes the effort to get back there, so no run. It's still 0 for 0.
He looked like he was gone if he'd hit.
You're not wrong about that, D-Mac. I agree with you on that context because he is slower off the mark and he was going to be slow to come back. But anyway, he's lucky in that situation. So
he wasn't hiding for those 2 years too. He was playing for Mounties in the Shires competition.
you're not wrong about that. Baraba comes in again and DiBartolo plays it back and no run. Of course, DiBartolo did play last season for the T20 structured ball Blacktown as well. So he's one of those players that will play in the T20 competition and then when it suits, he'll go somewhere else if he's there for the Shires competition.
I think he's here full time for the year, my understanding. But again, can hit a cricket ball. If he gets going, it'll be a sight to see. It's been a good start with the ball though.
Baraba now coming in again from the northern end towards the DiBartolo. And again, on the back foot, he tried to play it down. It actually was stuck inside. No run once again. So he's having drama at the moment trying to hit the ball off the square here, JP. It's been a bit of concern. Baraba's bowling good line length, and that's been a positive, I suppose, for the Fairfield Liverpool side.
Just grab it up for there for a bit of room and like just the one run is certainly over thus far, but really good. First of all, here the Blacktown got to consult, make this partnership like they did with Fairfield Liverpool. Good, strong partnership is the key here for Blacktown trying to make this run chase.
One slip in place here as he comes in the bowl, Baraba, and again, DiBartolo drives it past the fielder there, mid-off. Will be at least one run. They're looking for two here. It will be two as he goes towards the boundary. It's saved here by a fielder. They're going to look for three here, and they'll run three. Great work by DiBartolo and Gauchi. Three comes in at the end by the fielder and Simmons. And it is number three after 5 deliveries. So one ball left to be over, and they really need those runs here, JP, especially after the start there for Liverpool had it. I'll be happy DiBartolo. He was able to hit the ball on the square in that situation.
Just nicely across the grass there. Thought he did a good job to save one run. Good start here by the Fairfield Liverpool side. Just kept them nice line and length.
Coming in the ball again is Baraba from the northern end towards Gauchi. Gauchi goes forward toward a Pilfield BW. I thought that was high. The umpire says yes, it was definitely high. At the end of the first over, it's no wicket for 5, no wicket for 3 rather, with DiBartolo on 3 and Gauchi on 0 here after the first over.
Good line and length there. Just that was the key there for me. Just nice and simple. Crack up the batsman there for room. There's 19 overs left in this batting innings. So the key partnership here is always the openings. If they can get, I would say Dave and Rick maybe 70 or 80 just there for Liverpool. I think they've got half a chance here.
Fair assessment, I reckon, about that, Dave, what JP just said there in regards to probably they need to make about 70-80 this partnership.
I agree. It's a key partnership. And again, obviously Gauchi's the key man for Blacktown. No question, he's going to bat through. But will he have the support?
So the Baker bowling from the housing end of the field here. Joe Mack coming into Johnny DiBartolo, a.k.a. Giovanni. As the left arm and Baker coming quick. He bowls to Di Bartolo, and again Di Bartolo back on the foot, plays it down to the offside. Will be a single as the Dora point comes in to throw it back in. And we'll call there on the spot as it's no wicket before. And he moves, he scored a 4 there. Di Bartolo. Gachi yet to score yet. And he'll be striking his second ball in anger, hopefully here. As Baker comes back to the top of his mark. He's looking to get some light on that thing, especially bowling as a left-hander trying to play it wide for Gachi. I feel on place there. Also a second slip. As he comes in the game, Baker. Gachi leaves that. Had to. That ball was just off stump. It was a little different too, JP.
We cracked him up there for the room. Jeez, it was just probably a bit on from the bowler's perspective. How did that not hit the stump? So really clipped the top of his pad is just unbelievable here. This is a very watchable start here. Like Blacktown, they don't want to lose any wickets.
Well, that is the key, JP. Absolutely. It's the fine balance in T20 cricket. Risk and reward elements.
Baker again comes in from the housing end of the field, and again Gauci just pulls. That will be at least a single. Throw comes into the far end, but Gauci gets to his crease. There's no question about it. It was an over the top throw too, by the way, so never really hit the target as Di Bartolo makes his way to the strike. The score now moves to 5 with Gauci on 1, Di Bartolo on 4. Was that the
Just have a you're on.
Salmon.
I thought you were saying that salmon.
Yeah.
No. Let's just say salmon is delicious.
Well, that's a good segue. It's starting to get hungry.
Di Bartolo, he just lobs it up. It goes over the top of fielder there at Gully, and that is 6. And it's a great shot. Beautiful effort there. He is. And the bowler, in fact, is, of course, the 27 Ian Salmon. So, yeah, he's 7 bowling off bait. My apologies there. Hard to tell the numbers there. But it is definitely 7 bowling. And at the end, it was absolutely creamed there for 6.
27, not the 21. You obviously. So there's 2 sets of binoculars here. They should be utilised. But that's a wonderful.
No, the thing is, those numbers, they are hard to tell, especially when you send them side on. You only see the 1, you assume that must be him.
Quickly, how good a shot was that? The spoon over third man for 6.
Yes, now Savick comes in the bowl again with Di Bartolo, and Di Bartolo hits it over the top of cover, and that will be 4 more.
Play that inside out deliberately, get over the medium point, cover point. And again, that short boundary. So, again, starting to build one here. Big Johnny. Again, such a key for Blacktown. They're going to get anywhere close to this total this morning. Still morning.
Yeah, exactly. And it's 7 bowling. Let's make sure we get that right. Not 7. 7 comes in towards Johnny Di Bartolo, and he just again hits it over the top of the fielder there at mid-off. It's going to race towards the fence, and it will be 4 runs.
It was high, it held up in the air for a little while, but it's actually 6.
Well, it's gone over the rope. Okay, so it's just gone over the rope. So I saw it bounce towards the fence. It must have just gone over the rope and just hit the fence there. And it's going to be 4 for money there. The umpire said it's going to be 4-2.
That's right. Well, it sounded like it was low off the bat too, so it wasn't the greatest sound off it, but got the result. And again, taking your chance with that short boundary, that's what again Fairfield did very well in the early parts of their innings. So rest up now, 21.
And it will be here in Baraba, the bowl, Baraba. Comes in now to Sullivan Mew over to Gauci. Gauci on the back foot again, plays it to the onside. The fielder there to cut off in Arlington. Run, and the score is none for 21. So Di Bartolo currently on 20, Gauci on 1. Baraba's figure so far, none for 3.
The question to me will be how long it will take the Lions to go to spin. They've got quite a few spin options, to say the least. Burton there, Upal, just to start with.
Comes in once more here, Baraba, and again, that's played to the offside by Gauci. The fielder mid-off does cut it off. Will be a single though. As the score moves to 22 for no wicket. Gauci on 2.
Great diving save mid-off from Simmons, save 1.
Just simple, effective cricket shots here by both these batsmen here at the moment. Seeing the ball nice and clear here. This is really good. Just like here on Blacktown can they consolidate now this position.
Baraba comes in again for the commentary end, and Di Bartolo hits it past the fielder mid-off. Will be at least a single here. We're going to run 2. Good work here as the throw will come in at the end by, I think, Simmons. And it'll be 2 runs. The score moves to 24. And Di Bartolo currently on 22. Gauci on 2. And got a couple of balls left to be taken.
Again, taking the advantage of the power play. Didn't hit that sweetly. Hit it with enough power and air. Past the field as we see field change. An extra man on the edge of the ring there at extra cover.
Comes in once again, Baraba towards Di Bartolo, hits it over the top of the bowler. Will at least bounce twice here, and this will drop short. Throw will come in there by Arjun there. Will be at least 2 runs, and it is. As the score moves to 26. And we have got 1 ball left in this over. Baraba, of course, been hit a little bit in this one. With Gauci and Di Bartolo been finding the rhythm, so to speak, and it's been pretty good too, I might add, JP.
It's just been great partnerships. Seeing the ball well. It's almost like doing a team.
Okay. On that note, Baraba comes in. Di Bartolo swings it over the top of the bowler's head. This is bouncing and bugs. Simmons will come in for the throw. They've run 2. And well, actually, they've only run a single there. I think he wanted to run 2, Di Bartolo, but
No, just a single. So I'm absolutely shocked that he didn't run straight away. He cost himself a run and to face again. Because that plug, and he didn't get it. You could tell straight away that again, didn't quite middle it. Those those shots. You were lucky to get up and over.
must be the last now as Simmons, well, I should say he comes in the bowl once again here in Baraba, and it's no run there for Gauci. At the end of the over, it's no win for 27.
Are you accusing him of Johnny farming?
Who? No, I just was trying to work it out. Put your fingers up, okay, JB? You can be our counter. Actually, we should bring a counter next time. JB's counters. Yeah, the extra counter, the umpire counter. Or,
The old Lynx commercial, I remember that now.
so what we should do, you know when you can't find a counter, you get the rocks? I know who I'm coming from with this.
Oh yes.
Or you do the fingers.
I'll get out of it.
2,
What favour.
3.
As I predicted, they've gone to spin. Looks like Jared Burke will commence from the southern end. I mean, looks like he might come left arm around here by the looks of the sight screen movement.
And that will definitely be the case there, Dave.
So then let's have a look at the field, Nick. What have we got? A ring of men around the offside inside the circle. Man at mid, on deep, and forward square leg deep.
Burke comes in, Di Bartolo on the back foot there. Basically blocks it into his foot, no run. So we're going to field it here. So this is the situation. Basically a third man on the circle. Then you've got a point pretty much behind point, so to speak. You've got a cover, you've got an extra cover, you've got a mid off, you've got a long on. Then the guy at deep in wicket. You've also got finally on the circle as he comes in. Burger. Di Bartolo goes on the back foot, drives it past the field of cover, and that will be 4 runs.
Perfectly executed. He knew exactly what he wanted to do then, and that was he gave himself room outside the leg stump and got it through the gap to that short boundary.
Saw the length early. That was the key.
Yeah.
One on the back foot and just crashed Wallop 4.
Burke comes in again around the wicket. Di Bartolo again sizes up his options. He goes on the back foot and a swing and a miss, and well, he's pretty much floating the line because if he let that go down the leg side, because it was down the leg side, it would have would have been a wide
Uh,
effect.
no question indeed.
Steve Bartolo doing. Go on, Giovanni.
Looking for the gap.
Giovanni this time goes forward again, plays a pass to bowler. Will be at least a single here. They're going to go two. No, Steve Bartolo says, I'm stuffed. And the score now moves to none for 32. Now, it's okay because I know he's a good player. So he understands that I will be having a go at him at some stage during the broadcast. I hope.
The risk you take.
Bird comes in around the wicket. Gouchy again just blocks it. No runs.
Lovely front for defence.
Bottom of the over.
So again, Burke to come around the wicket. Number 32 to score. Gouchy again. Plays it to the onside. No run. That's the end of the over, so it's no wicket now for 32. Di Bartolo is currently on 30, and on 2 is Gouchy, and Di Bartolo just absolutely smashing it from the pillar to post. Very good batsman, we know. He's got the skills. And I suppose that's the thing, JP, when you've got that size, you've got to have a hit. The worry is that some of them have been very obscure in some regards.
Yeah, very obscure. Just
What? Inventive.
Yeah.
That's T20 cricket, boys. That's.
I feel like you should go with instincts as well too.
Baraba, the bowling's third over now, and he comes in towards the Di Bartolo, who goes slashing over the top of mid-wicket. That is a maximum.
You got that a bit better. But again, saw the length early, as you said, JP. Rocked back and just helped it on its way over the fence. And this is becoming a very vital start for Blacktown.
Good shot. Absolutely off the middle of the bat there. And I reckon that he could have done more damage if that was in the slot. I don't think that was able in the slot for Di Bartolo. He got it in the slot for himself.
Just saw it, like you said, I just saw that early and just went bang.
I think it's on beach ball mode, like Shane Warne's 99. As he comes in once again, Baraba, and again, Di Bartolo goes pointing over towards long on 6.
Wow. Again, it didn't look like he got that, but it flew. And he is flying. 42. Yep. Flying.
Yeah, I got 44.
42.
That is correct. Di Bartolo on 42. Gouch is on 2. Next ball comes in. And again, Di Bartolo plays it to the onside. Will be at least a single here. They're looking for 2s. The throw will come in by there. And definitely 2 runs. So the score does move forward to 46. Bartolo, Di Bartolo on 44.
I would say they've probably, you can say crazy cricket or nonsensical cricket, but what I'm just witnessing is just seeing when the ball pitch, and then you just goes, okay, I'm going to 6, I'm going to look for the single, and what they go, it's the centre ball now.
Rubber comes in again, and this is a swing and miss, and he's gone, he's bowled. Hit the top of leg stump, and Di Bartolo has been bowled out for 44, as I said. It's one of those batsmen that would just go for every ball. And on that occasion, that was probably not the shot, but he's gone for 44. And disappointing, I suppose, because Steele's definitely 50 out there, probably about a 75 as well, I believe.
I thought he made that 30 runs out there.
Yeah.
The way we've seen it.
We started going well. Hit up maybe even an inside edge onto that one. Why it's hit the top of leg stump, but he's got him off a good start. Exactly what was required. I think this might be Toby from Gunton, maybe going out there.
Yep.
And it makes his way to the crease after taking that terrific catch in the first two run away. He's right about that. Like, I don't have a problem. That's fine to be on air because it's live radio. Gee,
It's not on community radio.
no, I agree with what he said there.
Yeah.
He's disappointed because that was a terrible shot. Like, it was not the right option. It's a
That's cricket, mate.
and
That's
he's going to
cricket.
have it.
But again, the shot was there. The one he played out over mid wicket fence the ball before. It didn't quite get up as much as I hoped, maybe just a little bit fuller than he thought. But vital breakthrough for the Lions, because again, Gauchi hasn't had much strike. So that's the other problem with the wicket falling. You've basically got nearly 2 fresh batsmen here.
Going to see the next delivery to come in by Barabo. Once again towards Toby Flynn Duncan, who just nicely plays it to the onside, and he's put in the air and gets a single. I just love that shot.
Just the last two.
Yeah,
That's the Dean Jones put in the air over mid wicket.
exactly. It's like we're going to say a dog with the leg in the air. Never said dog with the leg in the air before. And I've heard commentators say that all the bloody time. Don't know how, it'd be impossible for a dog to win with the leg in the air. Actually, technically, a leg is in the air with the strike. Anyway, we see the next delivery by Baraba, and again, it's blocked there by Gauchi. No run. I'm looking at this one by Gauchi. Look, I know that he's a very defensive player at times, but currently, 2 for probably about 7 deliveries, 8 deliveries in.
He's had no strike. And when he has, he's had it towards the end of an over.
Yeah.
So it's been tough, but again, it's a few balls to get in. Once he gets one away, you'll find chip in, but it's going to be Jared Burke again from the southern end. Getting a bit fresher here at Glendenning this afternoon. That wind's picking up a little bit.
There's no expectation of rain, I believe.
Fingers crossed. Burke left arm around. Flynn Duncan just tucks it in onto the square for a quick single. Gauchi reacted.
I would think that you'd be wearing a jumper in November.
That's a good point as well, too.
Seriously, I've been wearing jumpers every bloody day in November.
Cool last night. Burke to Gauchi. Gauchi straight into the ground and straight to Burke. No run.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like yesterday I was at Lithgow and yeah, it's cold. I have a jumper, like usual. Always wear a jumper now. Just in case.
Burke again, left arm around through the umpire. Gauchi in the air, just beats that man. That's like a straightish mid wicket. Get a single. When I was at Melita Stadium last night, it was fresh.
Is it still as old as it was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
How much makeup does it need?
That'll be a wide. Well kept. Monstravasta.
What is one of the best grounds you've ever called at, just for the history of the mystique?
Sydney Cricket Ground, no question.
I agree to a point.
Burke again. He's held that up, flighted that a bit more, and made it very hard for Duncan to get it away. No run.
But because probably all the dressing they've done to the venue, it looks sensational. I'm talking more like, not exactly Melita Stadium, but my favourite being Sydney United Sports Centre.
Burke. Inside edge onto the pad, pops up, but safely between Duncan. No run. Sylvester picks up and back. Good over here from Burke. Nice and tidy. Quicker ball. And just work by Flynn Duncan down to the man at the in for another single. Tidy over from the skipper. We make that now 1 for 51 is the correct score. 6 overs gone. So back to your comments, Nick. It's hard to say. My card oval.
Yeah. That has been since
I mean, I'm not a Balmain fan or a Tigers fan, but again, there's that wall of like it's a beautiful mural of all the great Balmain players. They like card ovals up there.
Sydney United Sports Centre. Oh, Mark Coney.
Yeah, Mark Coney. The last time I was at Mark Coney was an FA Cup game.
Yeah, when you did yourself before.
I had a broken foot, was on crutches, and had to climb and had to get up that massive staircase into the box carrying gear. But anyway, it's Rubber's going to finish his spell outside the off stump. Flushed at by Flynn Duncan, no run.
Yeah, it's funny because JP, have you ever been to Marconi Stadium?
No, I haven't.
Surprising, huh? I'm not.
I missed it. I would love to do some appeal game.
Well, you had your chance this year. You said, I don't think I'm ready. I think you are. I think JP is a call for the EPL.
I won't have my British accent.
Alex Molotov together, isn't he?
Rubber, short, punched off the back foot through the gap at cover. They think of two. Gauchi sends Flynn Duncan back. Probably a smart move in the end because it was a quality throw into Sravasta. Only a single. There's some interesting ones around.
Sydney Oval.
Oh, yes.
I haven't been lucky enough to call a game there yet.
Well, if you ever get the opportunity, the Tower of Power. Oh,
Yeah.
The Tower of Power is awesome. It swings, it slays.
Rubber again. Short, dug in. Again, it was a good length.
You bet the Coogee.
I've been there, not called there.
Good venue. Good fun.
But, obviously, we've had the joy of, obviously, you guys and ourselves, we do a lot of the Sydney Thunder Conference. So it's, it's good to get around all the cricket venues in Sydney. There's some quality venues around. Comes in again, well bowled again. He actually couldn't do anything with it. He's just like a little hesitant there, whether to go back or forward.
He's in two minds.
And that's down to a good, that's Allington actually. It's a good length. And that's probably the difference in the first few overs. Better length from the Lions. He actually faces again. He dances down, tries to pull through mid-wicket, and you can just sense that scoreboard pressure is just starting to build.
Pratton Park.
Well, again, Parramatta there this morning.
Good venue. I like Pratton Park.
Played there once. Obviously, we're Penrith. We've been I was out there with you guys out at the Howe. That was my first time there last year. Obviously, Owen Earl. Again. Doug again tries to play the same shot. Gets glove on it. Only a single. Oh, that's not glove. Might have been off the body. So that's another very tidy over for Fairfield.
End of the seventh, I believe.
End of the seventh. Yeah, I'm just trying to double check the updated score.
I've got 53.
Yeah, that is correct. They're keeping the score updated and then obviously chipping over with the overs. Another one off the Ravy in 2 weeks' time.
That's a good ground.
Yeah, we did the same like what we're your station, our station doing today. Our friend down at MacArthur, Mike Sheen, and we'll be down there for a live 90.5 for the Campbelltown home game versus Parramatta in 2 weeks' time.
Now, can you tell Mike? Now, you were there last time. Can you tell him not the call from the
The barbecue.
He called from the barbecue shed. It's the worst spot possible there.
It's behind the wicket though. Anyway, well, there's a reverse sweep. And wrapped on the pad, Gauchi. He's given out. Param Bell, come on and take it a wicket immediately. The key wicket of Jordan Gauchi.
Yeah, that is not the shot again. I'm very disappointed in Nixon Gauchi, to be honest. And I know he probably didn't have the luck of the green, but still, very disappointed. Very disappointed.
What that comes down to in the T20 game is a series of dots because it builds the scoreboard pressure immediately. And he felt that obviously after Giovanni as wicket. But now Blacktown have to rebuild. It's going to be Jake Fawcett to join Toby Flynn Duncan out in the middle. Blacktown now Blacktown Mounties 2 for 53, which also gives me an opportunity to again thank on behalf of the Blacktown District Cricket Club, their major sponsors, of course the Mounties Group and Zambros. Now, have you ever heard of Zambros, JP?
Why am I thinking chicken and
He's good. He's good.
He is good.
Do you have any telepathic skills?
No. He is good.
Well, mate, I would like to proudly announce to you that Blacktown Mounties District Cricket Club will be catering lunch for us
Oh, hello.
from Zambros. They made food supply.
I'm surprised when you heard Sam didn't see Zen Day.
We pile again, second delivery, full, driven, no run.
Oh, the aviators gone. Yeah, the aviators are out. You know these days, son.
Yeah. Now this is a key part of the match for Blacktown. Got to consolidate here. Rapal, full toss. Now he almost went to sweep it, then it became a lap which actually went. Would have been over second slip for two. An interesting method. 2 runs the result.
The run rate at the moment, David, is at 10.45. I want to get right under 6 years.
Similar to what Fairfield did. Again, slowed up that delivery, short single. But no, you're right. Fairfield were going for over 10 and over, and then obviously Blacktown got their lengths a bit better, started pulling it back. But of course, those 2 wickets were key. They went bang bang, the 2 batsmen, and that's the same's happened here. I'll come back over the wicket, the right-handed Fawcett. Flynn Duncan, sorry. Punch that back, Upal gets hands on it, prevents a single. Again, flighted, slower, pull the length back. Able to only get a single down there to Samet. He picks up, it's the end of another over. Blacktown 2 for 57. They started from this end. So this would be the 9th coming up right now.
9 for the 11th. 9.6 they're saying on the screen. See, this would be the 11th. Actually, it says 9.8.
No, overs are not right. All we've had, this is the 4th or 5th over from this end.
Well, actually, this is the new bowler, isn't it? Arlington? No, he's bowled 2. So yeah.
This is his second, yep. He bowls. Flynn Duncan, who drives, doesn't get past Burke. Extra cover, no run.
So it would be the 11th part. Because we had the full over straight via Morale. Yeah. That's right.
That's right, we'll have to get up and. I think Dave's about to update the scoreboard.
Oh, anyway, Arlington.
Tough work. Dave's on it, we'll see that shortly.
Arlington comes in the bowl once again. Again, this has been lobbed up high by Flynn Duncan. Underneath it is in there takes the catch there at long on. Terrific effort by him. He came across for it. He was crabbing and was hoping that it was not going to hold in the breeze. Takes the catch easily, and there's another wicket.
Good catch by Nair. Although he didn't have too far to go, was swirling around a bit, positioned himself well. Another wicket. So yes, this is the 9th over. That makes it now Blacktown 3 for 57. Flynn Duncan's gone. It will be the keeper batsman, James Newton, to come to the crease for Blacktown. Run rate required there now is 12. So yeah, that obviously the figures weren't correct, but they started off slow the first 2 overs, then got the motor running. And just hit a bit of a snag again. And said wicket's so key in this game. And interesting to see what happens with this field. Going to come around the wicket to the left-handed force it. But a man there at the almost cover point on the fence. Nair's down here in front of us on the mid-off boundary, mid-on boundary, mid-wicket boundary, and square leg boundary. We've got a man on the 45 there at fine leg on the circle. Gully point on the circle, or short third man, should I say, and a cover. Lincoln comes in. Short, flicked in behind the keeper. Beats the man on the circle. They'll get at least two. Don't come back to the third. Good piece of fielding down there in the deep. 3 for 59, Blacktown.
Key here for Pawson. And they've just got to stay here for the next few overs and just trying to get 6 or 8 runs in those 3 overs. Trying to accumulate runs and look for the boundaries after that, because really at the moment they are really tightening the screws to Blacktown. As those bowls, looks like this is there for a single. And now on 63.
Right. The 9th over here. Of course, reminder that to win this match, Blacktown required 170. 3 wickets down. 2 reasonably fresh batsmen at the crease. Newton. So again, Arlington's going to come over the wicket, so the obligatory score sight screen attendance. Comes into the right-handed Newton. Off the back foot through the cover. Region for a single. $61. Still another 109 for victory. Won't get their run rate required at the end of the over. So round the wicket again to force it. Flicked in behind square. They'll get 1. He's coming back for 2. He's got a push and out. Well, he's made the decision to go. Force it. And that is a wicket that they couldn't afford, Blacktown. That's tragic. They're 4 for 62.
The second run wasn't there, Dave. That was just pretty much their lack of communication. Well, now I reckon they should have run harder the first one.
Well, they did. Force it had made that decision that he was coming back for the second before he had actually reached the crease. A good piece of fielding was to the fielder's right hand. Soon he's got a strong arm, and it was always going to be a risk for that second run. As a result, the new batsman coming to the crease. Eknor Singh had a pretty good day with the ball today.
Looks like to me that looks like they're quite long. He's still over the plus 10, so
It is, but now we've got 2 fresh batsmen, and they've lost a little bit of a clump of wickets. So the Lions getting their stamp on this one. Pole comes in, flighted, slow, looping delivery. That was a testy one. You can see he's really mixing up his pace and Pole.
nicely quite hit very quickly. Jason was just like to get better on the ball there and get a run from it, which was, I thought it was a really good delivery there.
Off the back foot, driven straight back down. That's right. Well, again, flighted and slower again. Could not be worked off the back foot by Eknor Singh. And getting around Big Jared Burke. Nice diving save there in the cover. And again, quicker, driven down the ground. Should only be one. For 64 now. And again, flighted. He's got to the pitch of that one. But still only be one. One ball remaining in this over. The last one of the 10. Off the back foot. That is a wonderful, wonderful shot from Eknosing. Off the back foot, over cover, 4. That's, for me, one of the shots of the day.
Timed that well there, Dave. Just off the back foot and saw it early and pulled it excellently. And gee whiz, they've got 101.
101 off 10. It's still 10 and over. Asked, still doable. I'll hand over to the great man.
By the way, JP, I just showed him information for those who do like to have a flutter. Still dramas with tab at the moment, which is interesting. Obviously, they'll get a stretch in regards to that matter in a couple of hours, hopefully in a couple of minutes. But yeah, very interesting. But it just shows how it happens with a lot of businesses in regards to data or just getting anything online and trusting the online service. Not good, is it?
Not really.
As Arlington makes his way into bowl, and this is played to the offside for no run. So currently batting at the moment here is in
overthrows.
Overthrows there. That was a wayward throw too. I don't know why he would even bother in that situation.
Well, he was lurking out of the crease. Well, I suppose I don't want to give a run away, but the forward one, making the forward one at the moment.
So it's 4 for 69 currently. 170 is for victory, and it is looking unlikely. The required run rate is at 10.63. As now it's slashed beautifully at the end, and Singh will get at least a single as the man at long off gets to it. And will only be the single. Score now is 4 for 70.
He started well, Singh, hasn't he?
Just clean strike off the bat. Unfortunately, just found the killers. So Singh's got his eye in. He feels like he can sort of try get the target there of 170. Of course, the run rate is just over 10.5.
Makes his way in once again here in Arlington towards the man in Newton, who cuts it for a single. The fielder at deep cover will come across and get to it in a single. Score now moves to 4 for 71.
So Newton and Singh, like I said, they've got to try get into a batting patch, getting rhythm within 2 or 3 overs, and just look for that odd boundary or 6, which they can sort of accelerate that run rate, accelerate the chase.
Arlington makes his way in again. Singh decides to just drive it towards the fielder at the long off. He comes across for it. Will be at least 2 runs as he makes his way nicely there to the non-strikers in Newton. That's good running once more.
Running between the wickets here, Nick. They're looking to run hard. Look at see what look at it too. So this is good running here between Newton and Singh.
The required run rate is currently at 10.43. It's 4 for 74. 2 balls left for the over. It's Arlington bowling from the broadcast end towards Singh once more. Singh decides to again push it towards the onside. The fielder at long on tries to get to it, and it was also filled there at Dinky Schmid. He comes across for it and will be at least a single. So now it's 4 for 75. Newton currently on 5. Singh is on 9. It's Newton on the striker's end. Currently the setup is a fielder at third man on the circle. A point, a cover. And now he comes in Arlington, and he's gone, bowled. Well, Newton again was trying to swing. It hits middle and off, and he's gone. Now it's 5 for 75, and Newton is gone for 9.
I don't think they've got up. I thought it was almost an appropriate shot to play, but
Just kept low.
I think that's the same as maybe what happened to Johnny as well. But again, it's about bowling areas. I've done that, and unfortunately, the job is becoming a lot harder now.
It's just like I'm watching as both sides have bowled in this pitch. It's like, of course, there's nothing in for the bowlers in this pitch, but it's just like I thought. Like I said, he didn't get an extra lift. It felt like the ball didn't even carry, and he just absolutely misread it. Blacktown lose their 5th wicket, and they're currently 5 for 75.
Good news, by the way, JP, an update thanks to COVID-19. No cases today. in New
Yes,
South
well done, New
Wales.
South Wales.
Yeah, so that's the situation. Still not allowed in Queensland, yet Victoria will. We'll work that out.
Don't start.
Not that I want to go to Queensland anyway, because it's an
I
absolute.
I've been trying to go since August. Anyway, the new batsman is Yanni Poulos.
And Theo, well, it's going to be blocked there by Singh, but he gets a single because the fielder long gets to it. Awful bowling, and it brings Theo to the crease. I'm just going to call him Theo. Yeah, okay.
His first name is Yanni.
Yanni? Yep. I remember Michael Theo.
You Theo Makatos.
Yeah, and he just said, just call him Michael Theo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's right. I think he actually changed his name.
he did.
By default.
Yeah, he did. Football bowls, and again Theo just drives it to the offside. The fielder point gets it nicely, throws it back. It'll be a single. Single's looking as the ball went past him. Can we go for 2? But the call will be no.
So instead of the long surname, they can just change it to 4 letters. Theo.
Yep.
Yeah, Michael Theo. Great goalkeeper.
Oh, great keeper. For the Brisbane Roar. As Football comes in, and on the back foot, Singh drives, but the fielder cover gets to it and run. Remember when Jamie Young first started, how bad he was as a keeper? He's improved a lot, I'm going to say. He was a terrible keeper back in the day. Upple comes in again. Singh again. Flat bats it. Long on will get to it. It will be a single once more. Score now moves to 5 for 78. And Singh on 11 and Theo on 1.
Just got to keep rotating the strike here. Kick with those 1s and 2s, but they've got to look for a boundary of 6, at least each of these overs.
On the back foot, he blocks it. No run for Theo. Good bowling once more by Football.
Nice bowling, good line of lead here in this over. 14 for 1 in this spell.
Comes in once again. Football on the back foot. He tries to cut it, but at the end it goes to the fielder. Cover for no run. They tried his best on that situation, Theo, but no run. As I said, it's 5 for 78 after the 12th over. So we've got 8 overs remaining. 170 is the contract, and they'll be struggling for that moment. The run rate required of 11.36. JP, can you confirm that if that's right or not?
92 to win off. How many overs?
8. We
11 and a half.
11 and a half.
Well, 11, yeah, 11 for in the ballpark.
JP loves it.
It's one of my favourite stats. I like runners. It just seems appropriate.
Well, it's an uppers game, JP.
Well, that's
So,
true.
you know. Arlington makes his way in towards Singh, and Singh decides to play on the inside. The fielder there at short fine gets to it. Throw will come back in, but no run. Well, I should say 1 run, and it's now 5 for 79.
You expect that Blacktown need Nick at least two or three big overs of at least 10, 15 runs and over. So what these batsmen can do at the moment is they've got to consolidate. Again, they've got on for a boundary of 6 in each of these final few overs.
Arlington comes back in the bowl, and again it's blocked to the onside for Theo to get a single. They're going to look for 2. They're going to run the 2. That's good running once again. That is pushing the envelope, and Arlington able to get to the ball, and that's the game. What they need to do, JP, because clearly they are struggling to hit boundaries, but if you can run twos every ball, you get closer and closer.
Especially with this build restriction, when you can have 5 men outside the road. Twos are pretty much almost guaranteed here at the Mac.
Except,
Yeah, we'll tell you on.
yeah,
Sorry.
except on the short side though, of course. That makes it very difficult.
Arlington comes in the bowl and smash towards the zero at 1 will be a single there for Theo. The score now moves to 5 for 82. With Theo now on 2, 6 on 14. That should be actually Theo on 3 now. So that should be on 83, JP, or 84? 84, that's good. As it's updated now, Theo on 4, Sink on 14. Couple of balls left for the over. In fact, it could be 1 here as Arlington comes in. And that's smashed once again there. And it will be a single for Singh. They're going to look for 2, but no, just a single is there. Throws it back in. And the score now moves to 80. Well, it's gone back to 81. So,
That should be 82.
no, it's back to 79. Oh, are they subtracting?
Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. We'll get an update.
I thought it should be 83.
No, it's 82. So now Arlington comes in, and again, it's cut there by Theo. Will be a single. It'll hit for 2, but it's not coming. And it's 5 for 83, 6 on 12, and Theo's on 5. JP, how good is it to be back calling the cricket on a Saturday? Icky conditions.
It's magnificent, Nick. Absolutely magnificent. Blue skies appearing, bit of cloud cover forming, doing little tricks. You see Arlington into ball.
Arlington comes in. And see lobs that up the
Trouble.
field there. Take man catches.
Great
it.
catch, Arthur there.
Great effort, wasn't it, D-Mac? Absolutely terrific there.
Oh, it's one of those ones where, again, you've got to make that judgment. If you come forward, you could overrun it. You go back, might be short, but perfectly. Again, fingers right under it. Well judged. Singh goes. Gallant effort from him. But again, unfortunately, it's a little too much to do.
Now the run rate is like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and Everest combined.
I look forward to going. I don't know if you guys record this or podcast or what you do, but I'm going to go back and start taking the JP book of analogies.
JP-ism. What was the one you came up with yesterday? Exactly. What was it there that I was confused yesterday? I was talking myself to confusion.
Yeah.
Yes. As I've knocked everybody out.
No, I'm still on.
No, I'm not the sound effects out, so we just hit the button. When I say hit the button, literally, there we go. Much better. Because you put the dragon back in. I was something that's sparking, so as you can tell, I'm good at doing stupid things.
And I do remember nearly falling off the scaffold there at what brother's home ground there, Penrith.
Oh, it's Hickey.
Hickey,
Yeah,
mate.
Hickey.
Doing a game with JP, and I remember I can't remember what he said. Mid calling the rugby league game, and nearly fell off the scaffold. Oh, you're great, mate. Again, it's good. Good sharing the love around the community radio community.
Argenair's the ball now, and he'll come in from the housing end.
13th over, if I'm correct.
Yep, and he's going to come in towards Singh here. By the way, this is just a practice run for the afternoon. I think we'll be professional then, D-Mac.
No, we'll be right. Again, hopefully all people are enjoying this, watching on the Blacktown stream.
It's played to the offside, and they're going to run. And by the way, this is, of course, Doshi bowling, batting, I should say, with Singh out. So Doshi does get no run there because they'll get a run, then they said stop halfway through. So Nair, again to come in. It's driven back, no run. Good block there by Theo. It's Theo at the crease. Let's get this right. Theo's at the crease. Doshi's at the non-striker's end, and it's 6 for 84.
Yes, correct.
There comes in. Doshi again pushes it over the top of cover,
It was in the air.
and I should say it was in fact there. Geez, I'll get this right in a second. Okay, batting is. Who's actually batting?
It's the Doshi.
Doshi's on strike.
Yeah, he's on the strike now. Jeez, went strike. Because I think it was somebody else batting too. It is Theo, yeah, it is Theo, of course. He was on the non-striker set. And Doshi swinging the miss. Because I've got also Atlee on 24 number. See? That's got my confusion. Forget about it. Theo's on 24. Okay, anyway. It's 6 for 85.
One delivery at a time, Nick.
It comes in. And it's going to miss by Doshi.
Wide.
Wide chord. Afterwards, it's going to be good. Are we going to be professional then? I think so.
Well, it's the Northern Districts game this afternoon, 2:30 start time.
All right. There comes in. And again, he plays on the up. And that's a good single at the end here. And the score now moves to 6 for 87.
As mentioned, we're also on radio this afternoon.
Here comes in. On the back foot he is once again here. Theo, no run.
Tidy over from there. Pretty handy guy to bring in at this stage of the match for Fairfield. No question. And of course, we'll see a lot more of him in the Sydney Thunder colours this year. Like Burke is going to come from the northern end.
83 from 60. 6. 83 left to 83 runs they need with 26 deliveries in hand. So
You're just excited about the blues, eh?
It's always nice to be played for. And
Bird comes in the Doshi side of the over. He's bowling. That is a great delivery. That is terrific.
that did
Really got
not
him.
that did not be out.
No, good.
missed everything.
Good ball.
Giving himself room, and let's just get it through.
Just about good.
Well, again, obviously left arm around the wicket, attacking the stumps, gave himself room, and again, that's always the risk.
87 now. Gee, this is
Like, just a bit of banter here. Harman Sandhu coming into bat now. Obviously, he's a former Fairfield player and good mates with a lot of these guys. So just a bit of banter there with Ramal Pal on the boundary.
We love that stuff, don't we? And they have the banter.
It's about, you meet, play around the competitions, you get to meet lots of people.
How
And
do you go, okay, as somebody that gets gives us sledges? How do you go when you're being sledged? What's your go-to?
I don't have a go-to. It's all about being smart about the comments made to you. It's being smarter.
Okay.
good in the zone.
Yeah.
See, this is me, okay? Every time I go, oh, we're going to go up this fast when we go in. I go, you don't know. So just shut up.
I'll tell you a story in a minute about another one of our radio colleagues at another station. He comes back over the wicket first.
Yeah, so
I'll mate Mr. Anthony
can I
Caruso.
just quickly say about Caruso? Did you get that message from me yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get to that message in a second as well. Bert comes in once again, and Sandhu just blocks no run. So it's 7 for 87, Sandhu on 0, and it is Theo at 6. Yeah,
Yeah, so going back to that, is Burke going to continue through this over quickly? So we'll
Bert
stick with
bowling,
this.
and again, Sandhu plays it to the onside for no run. By the way, also to note too, we are seeing now Arjun who is basically the hat keeper. And I'll tell you what I mean by hat keeper too.
COVID restrictions?
Yes, exactly. Bert comes in and Sandhu blocks, no run. So basically the umpire's not allowed to hold any hats anymore.
No, all the ball.
Yeah. Which the ball thing actually really irks me a little bit.
I was under the understanding that Jet Hole had provided a major sponsor
Yeah.
for Cricket Australia. A lovely shot from Sandy, a sweep shot for 4.
Yeah, beautiful sweep, wasn't it? Great sweep, and it goes to the boundary, will be 4 runs. So that's the reason behind the hat thing. They're not allowed, they're actually not allowed to hold the hats the umpire. So what happens in club cricket, they're not putting it on top of somebody else's head. What they're doing basically is putting it on the floor. But apparently, this is what I'm getting confused about what's a penalty and what's not a penalty. So if it's behind the stumps, as long as it's not touching the stumps, not a penalty. I was told initially to put it behind the keeper, it's not a penalty, but apparently it is a penalty.
I understand. Well, it's always been a penalty.
Yeah, but because of the COVID restrictions, they've said it wasn't going to be a penalty. Weren't they?
I don't make the rules.
There comes in. It's played for a single there for Theo. The score moves to 7 for 92. That's been a confusion, isn't it?
Mate, I'm still having to come to grips with the rule that, well, you know, I'm going back to play Sydney Shire's cricket this year, and I have to wear a helmet batting.
I don't have a
I
problem with
don't
that.
like wearing helmets.
Well, I do. I've always battled with the helmet. Since junior.
I'm nearly 46. I'm not worrying about my looks anymore.
Yeah.
Well, by now.
But it's more to do.
I know.
I know.
I'm just being selfish. I understand. More about the kids, mate. I didn't hit the ball hard enough anyway. There again. Short. Crunch by Sandu. Just inside the rope, 4 runs. 7-6. Anyway, back to friend Mr. Caruso. Of course, he's a long-time member of the Warringah Cricket Club in the Sydney Shires Club, and also a
Southampton supporter.
Southampton support. Wait.
that's right. We'll get to that in a minute. But you know, he did an article on Cricket Sydney, and I was nominated as potentially one of the biggest sledges of all time that he's played against.
Yes. Yes.
Now, coming from him, I find that highly offensive.
Yes. But you know what? The biggest sledge of the broadcast.
Well, that's different.
No, it's not.
Him and I had running battles for years. Near ball, Sandu crunch again, but it'll only be 1. But anyway, a bit of banter, it's good fun. But yeah, again, going to another sport, of course, the EPL. I'm a mad Liverpool fan.
Yep.
And then I get a message yesterday, him in a Southampton shirt because they're on top of the comp for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Air bowls. Driven, no run. Again, time not of the essence here for Blacktown. All wickets in hand either. A big problem for them here. Mayor flights it nicely. Run. Another overdone, dusted. Right, that's 7 for 98, JP.
4 to go if I'm also right today.
Now that is 72 from 4 overs.
You'll probably need like a couple of 20 over 20 plus just to give themselves a chance.
And looking at the way Burke bowled last over, it's not going to be easy with him darting them in, especially the way a couple of the darts have really kept low and skidded through. But he's going to come over the wicket to the left-handed Sandu, who clubs it down the mid-wicket. Wants to, sent back. No, not out. Burke takes the bail off.
I would say this, sorry, before I got to see a really tall, like, you know, I reckon that would be, I hate to say, you usually don't see a lot of tall spinners these days. It's usually when you tall, that's my observation. Maybe I can.
Sorry, there's one for the West Indies at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Slapped down the ground and he's collected Sandu and denied himself a run by doing so. Get the single. Raheem Cornwall.
Yeah. That's probably a fair example.
He's my new cult hero.
Can I say everyone's called hero?
Look again. No run.
Can you get Raheem Cornwall to the big match? You'll probably think the Rangers were.
You got that? the prop forward for the Western Sydney Two Blues in the rugby has scored a hat trick. He's another goal hero. Swings in the air. It's going to be short of that man at mid wicket. Again, another single to Sandu. That's the 100 up for Blacktown as well. They're now 7 for 101. Blacktown again. Respectable total here. Whited off the back foot, no run. And not an easy bowler to get away, Burke.
The bowling figures for this game. 2 for 15 with 2
Yeah,
wickets left.
indeed. Crucial wickets. Oh, again, up in the air. It will go straight down the throat of the man at mid-off. Which is rather. That's another wicket for Blacktown.
Not a lot of wickets left here as run rate is little climbing up, and you can see probably the points going to Liverpool here this morning. So sorry, I say this afternoon as we approach the bottom of the hour at 12.
That's right. And the new batsman
Thanks,
is going to
Steve.
be Verma. Thanks again very much. Now, again, just need to point out again, the great man Steve Foster. Blacktown Mounties looking after us all. Lovely with some lovely food from the sponsor Zambrero. Give them a plug at Marsden Park, I believe. No, I've just moved out of the area. But burritos for lunch. Thank you very much, guys. So wherever we go next, now if you get stuck into the para, guys, get the barbecue, get a sausage roll. Bold. Only joking, guys. Para always look after me as well. And there continues from the southern end as we head towards the back of the innings, driven down the ground for a single. Attempt to throw towards the keeper's end, but Sander was safely home. One Verma is off the mark. Sander is 11. Right, we'll play Blacktown now. I've got to think towards this afternoon as well. Oh, he's given himself room outside the off stump, and there, very smartly bowled it wide of the off stump. No run.
I reckon he's going to straighten up this delivery.
Does. A little bit quick cut. Down to the man at forward square for a single. 2 overs remaining in this one. We're going to go around the ground and check what's going on in the rest of the Sydney Thunder Conference matches and also in the Sixers. Flick around the corner. Got to be quick. Makes it easily. But yeah, Northern Districts will also be a challenge this afternoon. Strong batting lineup. Left-handed. Again. Oh, almost a Yorker, and he's dug that out and nearly put it down the throat of the man at mid-wicket. Bounces about 2 or 3 short. That's a sign of a good stick.
I'm surprised how they not even carry tape. He got from the bottom of the bat.
Well, I'm surprised it went that far, to be honest, JP, because it was a Yorker that was dug out and just it flew. But he's holding things together here.
It must be the thickness of these bats these days because
They're definitely thicker.
Because how do you say Dave Wilson like a 90s bat? They probably not carry past the 30-yard circle.
Well, I can tell you, actually, I've got a bit of a collection in my car at the moment for cleaning up my old house, and some of the bats I've got Yeah, again, they're nothing like what they are today.
That's the reason why for me, though, the brown boundaries, these are should be running.
Yeah, fair call. There's the foul coming on. That is big. That could be 6. I might be short. It does fall just short. Sandu showing a bit of fight right at the death. Nicholas has just found the burrito and it's salivating. Around the wicket, a foul off the cue. No run. 8 for 109, Blacktown. Second last over of their innings. Again, Bowl fully new. Sandu was looking for room. Free the arms. Whitehead. A cheeky sing. Oh no, this is going to be tragic. Well, I can't really say too much about that one. I think Sandu just wanted to have a go.
Like a communication point between this.
And probably one of the worst ways to get out in cricket, without question. And Blacktown now. 1 wicket away from a loss here this morning. Nick, rating out of 10.
10 out of 10 on the koala bear stand. That good.
Oh, I can't wait to smell.
Like,
Well,
JB's watching me going, oh.
it smells amazing.
Yes.
So I'll be even such a good bloke, JP, and give you the option to have beef or chicken.
I'll take the chicken.
Chicken. So I'm on the beef. So again, massive Blacktown Mounties Cricket Club, thank you very much. And of course, the wonderful supporters, the Mounties group.
I know JP wants the salmon. If you can find any salmon, he loves salmon. He cooks salmon every day. He cooks salmon for breakfast.
Upal. Oh, edge. They'll get 2, maybe 3. Well, not the way they're running. It could have been 3 there. Don't forget, guys, this afternoon, back here on the Blacktown Mounties District Cricket Club live stream here on their Facebook page. Live on Hawkesbury radio app. And also live on a live 90.5 FM all around Sydney. It'll be Blacktown Mounties versus Northern Districts. And we'll be way more prepared. Make sure those numbers are ready to go. But thanks very much for tuning in. Near balls, Sandu straight down the ground. 1 bounce. Nine for 111. Sandu is 17. Chesterfield is 2. This is the last over. 5 balls remaining of this match. And then time for Blacktown to start thinking about this afternoon's match. Strong Northern Districts outfit. No ball. So free hit. Again, spinners bowling no balls.
Hey.
So free hit for Chesterfield. He's got to license this delivery. And he swings in behind square. Get a single. A quicker delivery from there, as suspected. And 4 balls remaining. Just going back again. 7 for 169, Fairfield, Liverpool. Oh, bottom edge, past the keeper. I'll get 1. And I doubt they're going to come back for the second on that occasion. But a wonderful start for the Lions. Simmons 41 off 29, Nair 34 off 23, and then Randall Powell 49 not out. It's always going to be a tough total to chase. Works by Chesterfield in behind square again. They'll get just another single. 9 for 116, 2 balls remaining. Here in that next microphone, that wind's getting a little stronger. Their bowls all over the man at short cover. Mid off will field. They'll go for 2. Ball will come towards the keeper's end, so they're home safely. The last ball of this round 6, New South Wales Premier Cricket Kingsgrove Sports T20 Cup match in the Sydney Thunder Conference. Sando on strike. Yorker blocks it out, and that is the end of this one. It is a win to Fairfield, Liverpool, by a total of 52 runs. And a well-deserved victory after a good performance with the bat. Gentlemen.
John, I just thought, once they lost their opening partnership, their Blacktown was going to be a tough one to get the 170, but geez, it just that they just weren't there early on. That's what cost them. I thought the partnership they needed was score. From their first weekend of the game, that was just wasn't there on.
It's always tough again. That's why batsman's set in T20 cricket is so vital for your top guys, or at least one of them to go right through. But going to hand it to Fairfield. Again, they batted well. Again, probably Blacktown didn't hit their links in the first few overs. Once they did, we saw them recover. But unfortunately, it was too much to chase down. And again, a solid win for the Lions.
Be interesting to see what happens, of course, later on this afternoon. The big one between the NZs and Blacktown live 90.5. And also the scores there for Blacktown. Now we close to future pages. And of course, can't wait for it. So we'll be wrapping up shortly here on Hawkeye Radio Sport for the meantime. Just quickly, after that great win, and I think the Liverpool would this year, I think it was a beautiful performance. Liverpool had to get some runs after they were running out after 4 by now. So they had to run. But quickly, before we go, KP, I know you, by the way, you look like you look like find you reckon you're so. Look, Pasaya. You look like with that beard as well helps. At least it'll be a kid's manicure. I reckon you manscaping. Or at least it's clean. What about Dave, right? He's got the. What have you got? It's not a goatee.
It's just feral.
You had a good one at one point.
I was totally clean shaven when I was told we're not going back to the office in late February. And as a joke said, I'm not going to shave until I go back to the office.
Are you still at the office now?
No.
Are you going to get back to the office?
Probably not this year.
Really? Whoa. I can't believe places like that. Is it easy on the club?
Yes and no.
I wouldn't mind if I was working from home and do my head.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
When the racing channel's on free-to-air TV, yes, it's dangerous working from home.
Racing.com.
And Shield Cricket and the like, no, but again, a good effort from the Lions. It's going to be a tough one this afternoon, guys. Northern District, strong batting lineup, quality all around the park. So again, it'll be interesting to see how they attempt that one this afternoon.
We'll be in T. We'll finish up here in Hawkesbury for Radio Sport. We'll be back, of course, after, some will be after probably about 2:30, 2:25. That's when we'll be back. JP, by the way, I don't know what's going on here. He must have knocked it out because trying to play something won't play. Oh, what when it happens? Oh, it's always annoying. We'll be back, of course, at 2:30. We'll talk to you then. Bye.
Oh, seem to open it from either.
Yeah.
Yes, that just smelled amazing.
Yeah, oh, it's delicious.
It is. It is good.
So, I think the Western Suburbs is also getting the Carl's Juniors.
Sorry?
Carl's Juniors is coming out here. I think Liverpool Park.
Hey,
Have you been to Blackbeard?
no.
Blackbeard?
You know what's better? Eastern Tree Quarter.
I've heard some stuff there. That's new shopping centre, isn't it?
Yeah. Best thing there, we go every Friday. Zombie shop.
Oh,
Mate,
the favourite thing about going to Sydney United.
Yep.
Is going to the Shavapis, mate. They are.
Yep.
just
I know. I know. I'm gonna work this out. Let's see what I do. Reverse.
My goodness.
It's outstanding.
This is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Funny be spoon. I told you should have come. Where do you live, JP?
Summit Hill, in the west.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I Cratton Park's nearby.
Yeah.
White Hart Oval. Edge Oval as well too.
There's central everywhere, man.
I think I said this thing earlier. The only thing I haven't been to around my area is Kingsgrove.
I've never been there. The only two grounds I have never been at is Henson Shark Park.
Handsome Park. You enjoy it.
When they have the Back to Newtown Day there, apparently it's massive.
Oh, it is.
Like it's a whole festival.
It is.
There's heaps of breweries, like there's new microbreweries and stuff around there.
Yeah.
The Newtowners is that young Henry's Newtown beer's become really popular.
JP loves it.
This is amazing.
As JP would say, it's special.
I was expecting it to go to Hungry Jack or sneak in a pub feed if there was time, which there's plenty of time, but not required now.
What pub would you go to?
Pub, so
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's cool.
they plugged in some pub.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mr. Piggy? You can easily serve any whoever sends the goods.
Couldn't have a variety of food around where I live at the moment.
You're the area ones, aren't you?
Westmead.
Westmead.
So it's Indian.
They might.
Oh no.
Or pub.
It's a cool.
Mind you, I get a 700 or 800 grams of rough steak, chips, sauce, and salad for $12.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, man, it's incredible. I don't know how they make it up.
So 750 grams salad. The chip and say chips and salad for $12.50.
Really?
I really how you make it. I would think when it's $12.50, how it's that you I don't usually average like around 250 grams.
Yeah. Like kilo of rum.
would be at the shops, what, $18 a kilo or something maybe?
That sounds right.
So if they're buying in bulk, they could be getting it for a lot less.
People buying it, that helps. If people getting drinks as well, that helps. The order.
I guess people in the draw, mate, I suppose.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I feel like now. Is might as well just go.
People don't necessarily go to the pub for beer, they go for food.
Yeah.
So that, as long as the people are in there, they'll be buying drinks and all that sort of stuff.
You know, smart move.
Exactly.
Instead of with now, personally, I would rather eat out than like ordering food like on the phone, like Uber Eats or anything like.
I'll never use any of those again.
I don't blame you.
I'll be fucking somewhere.
Well, here's the funny thing is like because I've learned like other jobs pick up orders like on the like so they say they go to your place first, but you don't know if they're going to other shops to pick up orders. That's the reason why